You are now tuned into Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib. Kari's Crib.
What's good in 10 pretty people? Friday evening. My name is Khary. This is my crib. And tonight, I invite you into my home for another evening of Khary's Crib Live. It's the live stream that's some like a podcast, some like a newscast, and some like a showcase. And we're going to have a good time tonight. We got some news we're going to go over. We got a topic we're going to go over. And we're just going to be learning some stuff from one another this evening. How is all my house guests doing in the chat this evening? I'm glad you're joining me. I'm glad everybody that's tuned in is joining me this evening. If you're watching, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that follow, hit that share. Let people know that they need to come watch this show tonight because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be joined by my homegirl Mimi a little later. She's running a little behind today, but she will be checking in a little bit. What's going on, Danny? How you feeling? I'm glad to see you over here in the chat. What is everybody sipping on this evening? What is everybody smoking on this evening? I'm over here smoking on some runts. My plug said this is runts, actually. Danny's over here working on some beats. She said one day she's going to be a guest producer on this show, and I'm definitely putting words in her mouth right now. But we'll have her on the show one day when she feel like she's ready to show off some of them beats that she's over there cooking up. But we're going to have a good show. We got some fun topics. We're going to be talking about some serious topics. We're going to be talking about, it's going to be fun. You know, it's going to be fun. You know what? Let me make a couple of adjustments over here real quick. I got my chat down right here. And, you know, I kind of wanted to hide after a little while. I don't want it to sit there permanently. So it's going to make that adjustment real quick and get that going. How has everybody's week been? It's been a long week, I tell you that. It's been a kind of a long week. Probably because it's just been so busy, you know? So since it's been so busy, it felt really long, you know? Pause. Obama runts. I'm actually puffing on these runts right here. It is good. It is good, you know? Rocking my new snapback, my crown snapback. You know, actually decided to make some hats with a crown on it so I could rock my crown all the time. You know, I got those on the site, by the way. If you want to support the stream, you can go buy yourself a crown snapback so you can rock your crown all the time. You know, I also got some Mood t-shirts on there. Yeah, so if you want to support, go ahead and cop some of that merch. It'll really help us out and things like that. The week was so long, I thought today was Saturday, actually. You know? What's going on, Dina? How you doing? I thought today was Saturday, actually. I woke up this morning. I looked at my clock. It said 9:06. I said, I'm just going to chill for a little while. Then about 9:08 rolled around, and I was like, oh, shit, it's Friday. It's not Saturday. So I had to jump out the bed, run to the living room. I ran fast, ran to the living room, grabbed my laptop, opened it up, logged in, and I was at work. So I was about 10 minutes late for work today because I overslept. Luckily, I didn't actually have to drive anywhere, you know. But yeah, but then I had a bunch of meetings. I had a bunch of code I had to write and things like that. And I'm glad it's Friday evening. I'm glad the weekend is here. I really need a break. I need some relaxation, you know? But I got a message the other day. I got this text message the other day. Actually wrote down what it said too, but for some reason it's not opening up. Let me refresh this page real quick. I wrote it down. It says, "Hi, this is Peggy with Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. LeBron James and Michael Jordan are helping us pay off the fines and fees of people with felony convictions so they can vote. Do you know anyone that needs to pay off fines and fees for felony convictions?" I thought that was fucking dope. And then actually, after I got that text message, I saw a news article that pretty much was saying the same thing, that LeBron and Mike were paying off people's fines and fees so they could vote in the upcoming election, which I'm all in support of that. I'm all in support of that. How you doing, Cheryl? Glad to see you checking in over here in the chat as well. What do y'all think about this whole Mike and LeBron paying people's fines off? Also, I heard he wasn't the only one. They wasn't the only one. I heard Michael Bloomberg raised a whole bunch of money to, or gave a whole bunch of money to pay people's fines so they can vote and shit like that in Florida as well. So I was pretty like, yo, that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. I'm fucking with that, So if you know anybody in Florida that has to pay some fines and stuff like that, I'm not sure who they get in touch with. They get in touch with the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. There's actually people that got money to help you pay your fines and fees so you can vote in the upcoming election and more after that, So make sure you send that message out to people that you know that may be in those type of situations and shit like that. I feel you there, Keita. They could pay off the student loans. Definitely. That would definitely be a look. But I did hear something about there was some type of student loan forgiveness. I haven't really looked into that too much because I don't have no student loans, so I didn't really look deep into it. My student loans, my student loan wasn't a whole lot. I only went to school for 1 year. That 1 year of going to school cost me about $15,000. So I had about $15,000 in student loans that I had to pay. And I actually deferred on it. This is like when I was like 22, 23. I deferred on it, or defaulted on it. Not deferred, I defaulted on it. But I should have called them and told them I wanted to defer it. But because I defaulted, they just started taking money out my check. They started taking my taxes. They made sure they got their money. But my student loans is paid off. They took all their money within like 2 years. They was like, yo, we getting this shit. There was nothing I could do. But I felt rich after it got done being paid for and they stopped taking money out my check and shit like that. I felt rich than a motherfucker, Shit. I'm not even sure how I got there. But for the student loans and the forgiveness thing, Anybody out there watch America's Got Talent? Do you? This year's America's Got Talent winner is named Brandon Leak. And I'm bringing this up because he's a poet, a spoken word poet, actually. And he won this year's America's Got Talent, and he won it for $1 million. Dollars. I actually have an echo that I could have turned on, but I didn't think about it until afterwards. But what up, Wayne? How you doing? Just got home from the FedEx spot. I feel you, then. Feel you, man. Putting in them hours. Got to do what you got to do, But he won $1 million. But will he actually receive $1 million? No, he will not. It's kind of fucked up how they do it too, though. They say, yo, you win this, you get $1 million. They're gonna give you $1 million, but in the fine print, it says we're gonna give you $1 million over 40 years. So they're gonna give you $1 million over 40 years time, which kind of breaks out to about $25,000 a year if you do the math and shit like that. Or you can take a lump sum of what that $1 million 40 years from now is worth today. You could take what that $1 million in 40 years is actually worth today. And they say in 40 years, 300,000 today is $1 million in 40 years. So he could take the lump sum payout of 300,000 lump sum, not including tax. You still got to get taxes taken out too. So after they take the taxes, they probably have what, 200, 225 maybe. That's wild. I found that interesting though, that in these prizes and things like that, that you might not get everything that you think you're gonna get, So I found that interesting. Let's see. Now I got another. Actually, I want to talk about that story a little bit later. I'm gonna drop that down my list. But have another story I saw this week. Actually, I think it was like late last week that I saw it, or was it this week? I'm not sure. You ever heard of the dreadhead cowboy? Anybody? Anybody? People in Chicago probably heard of the dreadhead cowboy. I didn't hear the dreadhead cowboy until I got an alert on my phone the other day that said, it was actually Monday, that said, there's a police chase in Chicago and the police were chasing a man on a horse. Dreadhead cowboy was riding his horse on a Chicago highway and pretty much led the police on a horse-powered chase, but he was driving down the freeway. He actually had a motorcycle escort. Some guys on motorcycles decided, you know what, let's help this guy out here riding and shit like that. But he was riding down the highway and he was screaming, kids' lives matter. Let's see. In the video posted to Facebook, Hollingsworth, his name is something Hollingsworth. I should have read some of that story and stuff like that. Let's see. Well, he's an activist, and he was riding around yelling, kids' lives matter, down the freeway, and he said he did it to raise awareness. What awareness? I forget what the awareness was for, but it was to raise awareness. Let me take a sip of this. Oh. Let's see. It's an initiative that aims to raise awareness and motivate residents to fill out the U.S. Census to help communities receive better funding. So he was riding a horse down the highway, the dreadhead cowboy. Let me see if I could, let's see if I could play this. Oh, now, if you haven't figured it out from his name, the dreadhead cowboy, when I initially heard this story, I dead ass said, what this white guy doing? This was in Chicago. I said, yep, what's this white guy doing? And then I found the video. Let's see. Oh shit, let me turn this fucking speaker off. And let me turn this speaker on so y'all can hear this shit. Let's see. Kids' lives matter. Now, if somebody would have told me there's a black man on a horse calling himself a cowboy riding down Chicago highways, I would have said, you's a motherfucking lie. Ain't no damn way some black man riding a horse down a damn highway talking about he a cowboy. But black man on a horse on the highway talk about kids' lives matter. To raise awareness so you fill out the census. The census actually what helps, or supposedly, allegedly, helps determine budgets for areas and things like that so your kids can have proper funding in their schools. So he was trying to raise awareness for that. Did it work? I don't know. All I saw was a black man on a horse riding down the damn highway. And I thought it was crazy and also amusing. And they wasn't going fast at all. It's not like they was actually trying to forcefully pull him over, And you know why he got away with it? You know why? You know why they didn't try to forcefully pull him over or shoot him dead? Take a guess. Because he was on a horse. They care about animals more than people. That's my theory. It's my theory. I might be talking shit. It's not alleged. You're right. I say alleged because they say that's what it is, but is it really? I don't know. That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know if it actually does it. Actually, I'm actually trying a new wrap tonight too, actually, by the way. It's actually a pre-rolled hemp wrap. I need to get a new lens that focuses and shit. It's a pre-rolled hemp wrap. It actually has flavor crystals in this fucking filter, and it's supposed to make it taste like blueberries, So random. I just looked at it and said, "Oh, this is actually good," you know. But what else? What I got next up on my news docket here? Next up on my news docket. Oh, there was a lady that tried to sue Trump, took Trump to court or something back in a while back, right before he was president or anything like that, you know. And because of it, Tucker Carlson started saying some things about this lady on the news and shit like that. Pretty much making some disparaging remarks about her and shit like that. How you doing, Thea? Glad to see you join us this evening. You know, Tucker Carlson was making some disparaging remarks about this woman. And she decided to sue Tucker Carlson for defamation of character, you know, and defamation suits are difficult to prove and prosecute in part because of broad swaths of speech, particularly speech that can claim to be political speech. They have sweeping protections under the First Amendment. I'm reading this from an article on the slate.com. I will post that in the description afterwards. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the lawyers pretty much went into court and they put down the argument that Tucker Carlson isn't credible news, which I found that interesting. You know, that Fox News lawyers are pretty much saying that, yeah, y'all can't charge him with these remarks, these defamation remarks, because he's not real news. You know, people don't take him literal. Let's see. They said Fox News lawyers claim Carlson is not stating actual facts, but simply engaging in non-literal commentary. And the judge says, you know what? Tucker Carlson isn't credible news, so nobody actually believed what the hell he was saying. You believe that shit? You believe that? But you know what this just showed me? This just gave me case law that I can use to talk shit and lie about people and not worry about getting sued for defamation, because you know what? I'm not a credible news source. Nobody takes me serious. So I'm going to start talking mad shit about mad people. Probably so. Probably not, but probably so. I'm going to start talking mad shit about mad people just because now I can use this to get my ass out of trouble. I probably need some good lawyer money still anyway, though, right? Probably. I think so. Probably. But don't be surprised you start hearing Khary talking shit about people. You're like, yo, he don't normally talk shit about people. That law right there, that case, that's gonna be a reason. Got my regular drink as usual. Went out and bought a new bottle the other day. I felt weird because they didn't have no bags. They didn't have no bags in the store. So I actually like walked out the store with like a big ass bottle of vodka. Just freely, you know? A lot of places I get a ticket for that or some shit. You know, like, why your alcohol ain't in a bag? I don't care if it's not open. That shit should be in a bag. Out here, take it and go. Motherfuckers was walking out with 6-packs and individual bottles. One motherfucker walked out with like 4 bottles in his arms. He didn't want to take a box. He offered him a box, but he didn't want to give him a box and shit like that. You know? Let's see. What else we got here? No, as we all see, which kind of leads down to our topic tonight, Breonna Taylor, grand jury decided not to indict any of the officers on any meaningful charges. You know, I think we all was a little upset with that. Well, more than a little upset. We was all a lot upset about that, you know? And sparked a lot of unrest around the whole country. The whole country was protesting and things like that, from LA to New York. There's protests all over. And I was proud of the solidarity of people hitting the streets and protesting and trying to make their voices heard and things like that. And I actually went live that evening as well. I went live to test some things, but I actually started watching some of the some of the protesting going on out there. And then as I was watching it, I realized that the news, I haven't watched the news in a long time, like just sat there and just watched it. But I realized the news, they don't show everything. They don't show you news they aren't in control of. You know, like the moment, if they're filming something, the moment it seems like shit's about to pop off, they cut to a different camera, different something. You know, they're either back to the studio or a camera that's just looking at a wall or some shit like that. Some shit they know they have control of. So don't be surprised or don't be shocked at the stuff you see from the news, because they're editing it to try to get ratings. They're editing it to show you what they want to show you. They're not going to show you the full, unedited truth unless they get to watch it first and make sure it's good for your eyes. So that's one of the things I noticed as I was watching some of the footage of the protesting and things like that. Like in some places, things was really hectic, but they didn't want you to see it was hectic. They didn't want you to see police acting up and things like that. There was once part where somebody said, "Oh, I think somebody's getting arrested." The moment they said that, boom, the camera cut to officers standing in front of a building, just looking at the cameraman, looking at them, looking back. You know, it's so don't trust it. You know, but this is what leads us into the topic this evening, which is going to be our sellouts worse than racist. As we're going to get into that a little bit. You know, but it all stemmed from Brianna. I cut off. What's a hit on Troy's new album? You know what? I was actually going to talk about that next. Oh, I think you mean Tory new album. You know, we spoke about Tory and Megan on here a few times, you know. I haven't listened to Tory's album. I haven't listened to it, tell you the truth. But before I jump on that, let me just finish up with Brianna and shit like that. We're gonna get into that a little more with the whole. What is he? He's not even a district attorney. He's the attorney general of Kentucky. We're gonna get into him. He's part of my whole our sellouts worse than racist things. But I think it kind of showed us that America really doesn't care about black people very much. You know. Saying it didn't cut the sound. Oh, okay. I thought my audio was something cut out, by the way. What up, Oliver? How you doing, man? Glad you joined in this evening. Checked in and shit, you know? But I think we all kind of see that the country doesn't really care about black people in whole. I think we've all been feeling like this since the day we've started being able to comprehend things and shit like that. I've never felt protected in this country and shit like that, unless I protected myself and shit. You know, but we'll get into that more. But we'll jump back. I'll jump into Tory and Megan. What up, Bronx Polo? What's going on, man? So Tory made an announcement the other day that he had an announcement to make. And that announcement that he had to make was that he dropped a new album, you know? Now, well, I really don't wish. I'm unable to give you a review of the album because I haven't listened to it. When I heard he had an album, I was like, I'm not in a rush to hear it, you know? Being that I do this now and I'm kind of like somewhat of a reporter in a way. I guess I am. I'm reporting some shit. I probably should have listened to it and tried to listen to it as a reporter, but I was like, man, fuck that dude. I don't want to give him no streams. Maybe I should have downloaded it and bootlegged it, maybe, huh? Maybe. But I haven't listened to it. I heard that he made some remarks on there about that. I saw that somebody said that Tory says he still loves Megan and shit like that, and he spoke about the incident a little bit, but not in detail and things like that. If things wouldn't have happened, if shit with him and Megan probably wouldn't have happened, I probably would have listened to the album. You know, I listened to his music in the past, but now after the whole shit, I can't fuck with the dude like that, you know? And to be honest, I don't fuck with him. And I don't even think he did it purposely, you know? I think he was being an asshole, being a dumbass, thought he was doing some funny shit and he shot at the ground and shit ricocheted, you know? That's what I think happened, but I still can't fuck with the dude because he shouldn't have did shit like that to begin with, you know? So I'm sorry. I don't have a review to give on Tory's album because I didn't listen to it. It could be dope. I'm not gonna know. I'm never gonna know. You know, I'm just gonna have to go off of other people's opinions. And yeah, I'm not a Tory fan, you know? Yeah, I don't know how many times he shot. I didn't really read anything that said how many shots he shot, but I can't fuck with the dude, yo. You know? But from that, let me jump into sports, you know? You say he need to be a man and admit his wrong. I think if it wasn't criminal, he probably would just come out and apologize. I think if it wasn't criminal. If it wasn't something that if he comes out and says something, he's going to jail, I think he would probably come out and say it. That's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion. I wouldn't use a gun in a conversation with a girl at all, you know, but just knowing how people do stupid shit, I can see why somebody would be stupid and just shoot at the ground, trying to act tough and try to make somebody scared and see, look, I have control, and then afterwards be like, girl, I wasn't really gonna shoot you and blah, 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 whatever the fuck type of thing. But that's just what I think happened. But still, he shouldn't have did no shit like that to begin with. You know? Nothing like that to begin with. Megan needs to cooperate with the prosecutor. I think Megan might be a little too street, you know, to talk to the prosecutor. I think she's more worried about her image and her keeping up that, yo, I'm a woman, but I'm thorough, you know? I think she's trying to hold that up and over locking somebody up. Because at the end of the day, if she feels like this was well, at the end of the day, I'm not a big proponent of putting people in jail, you know? Especially if I don't think they're homicidal maniacs. You know? So, like, I had problems with people back in the day, and my life was almost taken. I was in a hospital for a while, and I wouldn't have went to court. I wouldn't have cooperated with the police. But that's just how I came up. That's just how I was brought up. You know, they gave me a piece of paper. They gave me like a bunch of pictures to ID the dude, and I looked right at his picture, and I was like, I don't know who's who. I don't know the dude. But that's just me, you know. Is she similar to that? I don't know. You know, that's just what I feel. Maybe that's just what she feels as well. Like, you know what? I'm not a person that goes around trying to put people in jail. That's just my opinion, you know, just from my upbringing and shit like that. But I was just about to jump into sports, wasn't I? I think I was. And so I'm gonna jump into sports, and I'm gonna start off the sports by saying, rest in peace to Gale Sayers, you know, famed running back for the Chicago Bears, 77 years old, passed away earlier this week. So definitely a rest in peace. Shout out to Gale Sayers, dope running back, you know, definitely. And I'm not sure how many of y'all are sports fans, but this shouldn't be funny, but it's a little funny to me because this shouldn't happen, you know? The Chargers' Tyrod Taylor is out indefinitely after the team doctor accidentally punctures his lung. How does the team doctor accidentally puncture your lung? He's out indefinitely now. You know? Because what were they doing? Something was going on. I think he might have had a cracked rib. They tried to administer a painkiller. They tried to give him an injection to his cracked rib. What the fuck is that? Oh my goodness. They tried to give him a injection for a cracked rib, and it turns out that the doctor didn't inject. He injected too far and stuck him in the lung. Now he got a hole in his lung, and now he's out indefinitely because you don't know how long that's gonna take to heal up on him, you know? So it's pretty serious. Pretty serious. Oh man, how's your team doctor? Do you think they fired that team doctor? Yeah, hey, he got to get out of here. You got to get rid of this dude, yo. This dude stabbing people with syringes, puncturing lungs. That's crazy. Yeah, that was a wild one. Also in sports, shout out to Jalen Rose. You got to give it up to Jalen Rose, man. Let me see if I can find this clip, you know. They was about to go to commercial. Right? They was about to go to commercial. And Jalen Rose has some shit to say. That's not the clip, actually. Yo, where's this fucking sound coming from? Yo, this shit I got fucking ads popping up on me. I think I turned it off so y'all can't hear it. But yeah, that's just annoying. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So this is what I was looking for. Jalen Rose was doing some commentary on ESPN, and just before commercial, he had this to say.
Tyler Hero scores double figures every game this postseason.
He's been putting in work for a young fella, but it'd also be a great day to arrest the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor.
I got to give it up to Jalen Rose for definitely making that statement on national TV during the playoffs, right after they gave a little bit of commentary about the game. Make sure your motherfuckers hear what the fuck we got to say, you know? And that's why I also wear my Tampa Bay's Rays hat from time to time. You know, I'm not really a big baseball fan, and if I do fuck with baseball, I fuck with the Yankees because I'm from the Bronx. But you know what? This year, I said, you know what? I got to wear this Tampa Bay Rays hat a little bit more. You know why I got to wear it a little bit more? Because at the beginning of the season, day one, they said it's opening day. You know what that means, right? That means it's a good day to arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. I was like, you know what? Tampa Bay Rays got a new fan, except when y'all playing the Yankees. But they got a fan now, you know? And so whenever you see me wearing my Tampa Bay Rays hat, just know it's because they spoke up for Breonna. And that's why I fucks with them. Vodka and Absolute doing good. Making me all warm and toasty inside. You know, I'm going to open up phone lines early tonight. Let's see, I think I pushed the wrong button too. Let's see. I did see that, Wayne. Allen Iverson did an interview with, what's his name? I can't even think of the name. Steven Jackson, I think. Steven Jackson and, the name escapes me. Both the names escape. Well, the other guy's names escape me. He did an interview. And during the interview, he was pretty adamant about he hates somebody. You know, he said he don't hate nobody except this one motherfucker, you know? Pretty much said, fuck you and your daddy, you know, because I don't fuck with you. And he said, you don't like me? You hate me? Well, guess what? I hate you, motherfucker. Well, and he made sure to let y'all know that it wasn't Skip Bayless. He said he got love for Skip, even though Skip has been critical of him in the past and things like that. But he said it's not Skip. I got love for Skip, but this other motherfucker, you know who you are, but I ain't never gonna say your name. That shit, I feel that. You know, he felt that one. He felt that one. He really don't like that dude. You know? So I thought that was interesting too. Thanks for mentioning that, Wayne. You know? That was a interesting one. Did I haven't seen the whole interview, but I'll probably watch it this weekend. Now I got this. I think I'm gonna wait to talk about this because I had an interesting conversation with my brother earlier. Not Stephen A. Smith, but Steven Jackson. He's is he the brother or cousin of? He's related to George Floyd in some way. I think they were either related, friend, real close friends. They looked alike. They might have been brothers. They might have had like the same father or something like that. But he's a former NBA player, and he has a podcast now. And they had interviewed Allen Iverson. That's Steven Jackson. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it out this weekend and get caught up on that. I need to find more time in my day to start getting caught up on these things, or need to find me a nice couple of interns to help me with some of this shit, you know? Let's see what we get through. Boom, we got through these. Oh, there was an interesting story. This one actually happened overseas. It happened over in, I think, the UK. You know, it happened in the UK because they used a word that I'm not used to hearing associated in the way it is. It was a barrister. Is it barrister or barista? I'm not sure. A black barrister, somebody in the UK was stopped and mistaken for a defendant 3 times in one day at court. Now, after reading this article, I realized that barrister or barista is a lawyer. That's a lawyer over in the UK. And this lawyer walked into the courtroom, and when she walked in, they asked her if, they told her she had to wait because court was in session, and they asked her who her lawyer was. What case is she the defendant on? And she was like, I'm a lawyer. You know, I'm the lawyer. And so they was like, oh, I apologize. Let her go in. She walked in. A bailiff said, Joe, you gotta wait. You gotta wait outside. You gotta see the man. You can't come in here without your lawyer and until they call you. And she was like, yo, I'm the fucking lawyer. Right? And then as she proceeds to go, another person in the same courtroom, in the same day, in the same entrance of the room says, hey, you can't walk in here. You have to wait for the such and such. You're not a lawyer. And she was like, motherfucker, I'm the lawyer. You know? So she later got an apology. And the official said, yo, we're going to do an investigation. We're going to find out why these motherfuckers kept referring to her as the defendant, not even taking in consideration that she's the lawyer. And yeah, she pretty upset about that. But the judge did say that they're going to look into it and try to, I guess, pretty much train their security and bailiffs on diversity, I guess. I think this is a picture of her here. Let me put this up on the screen. Let me see. Alexandra Wilson. Now I'm gonna put this up on the screen. I just gotta make a quick adjustment over here. All right. Here we go. I'm about to start singing Run DMC and shit. You know, in the UK, they got the whole, they wear wigs and things like that. You know? So that's what she looked like. I'm not sure. I'm assuming she didn't have the wig on when she walked in. I'm not sure if they still require everyone to wear the wig as they're defending a client, or if that's just for pictures. I'm not very familiar with the UK and their court system and how things work, you know. But I found that interesting. And racism is all around, you know? Word on the streets is they getting busted up in the streets. That's what you said over here? Let's see. All right, but let's see. Actually, I'm actually pulling something up right here. Yeah, they are protesting in the streets and shit. You know, this is a feed from YouTube right here. I haven't seen anything getting busted up though, so you know. But I might actually keep that up on my screen over here on the side, just in case anything pops off. That's from WHAS 11, Breonna Taylor protest in Louisville. You know, Mimi said she was going to be checking in a little late. Let's see. Not sure where she's at. But you know, I think that's pretty much for my little news to start the evening with. I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump into today's topic, which is are sellouts worse than racist? And I normally would have the screen, but guess what? I forgot to do the screen. But you know what? Actually, I think I could do it. I like Dina's comment over here. You know? Let's do this. Let's jump into today's topic. I hate when that freezes like that. Today's topic. Are sellouts worse than racist? You know? And I think y'all might be able to assume how I come to this topic here of are sellouts worse than racist. It's because of the whole Breonna Taylor decision of not to indict the officers for the killing of Breonna Taylor, but to indict an officer for wandering endangerment, you know, which is he shot through the person through a wall and it went into the neighbor's house, the apartment, you know, which kind of makes me want to make a T-shirt. I think I'm gonna make a T-shirt actually that says "Don't shoot, I have white neighbors." You know, that might be a good T-shirt for that. But that is today's topic. That's what we're gonna be talking about. I got the phone lines open. You can call and give your opinion on it. So the Attorney General, which what's his name? I forget his name. Daniel something. I believe that's his name, right? Let's see. Daniel Cameron, you know, that dude. Daniel Cameron. The AG went in and spoke with the grand jury, presented evidence, and pretty much came out without an indictment for the killing of Breonna Taylor. You know, he then had a long speech afterwards that tried to explain why there was no indictment, and pretty much didn't make anybody feel better, didn't reassure anyone, didn't make anyone feel like justice was served, didn't even make us feel like he went in there seeking justice. I felt like he went in there acting more like their defense attorney than the prosecuting attorney. That's how it seems to me, you know, especially for them to come out of this with the indictments for wandering endangerment for the cop that got fired already. He was already fired. They already knew he did some bullshit, but they fired him already. But how can he do bullshit but the other one's not? You know? But anyway, are sellouts worse than racist? You know, a lot of people had comments to say, had things to say about this case. A lot of black people, not even a whole lot, a few black people had things to say negatively about the whole Breonna case. And I see a lot of them keep bringing up a boyfriend was a drug dealer and shit like that. No, her boyfriend wasn't a drug dealer, you know? That's bullshit. And but a lot of people keep coming up with that, you know? Charles Barkley and Shaq actually had some shit to say about it, about the decision. Herschel Walker has some stuff to say about it. Herschel Walker actually introduced Donald Trump at the at one of these conventions too recently, and he has some things to say. So my question: are sellouts worse than racists? Are black sellouts, do they do more harm than racists? That's the question. I thought I was gonna have Mimi here to discuss with me, but I see not. Yes, you are correct, East. At the end of the day, Brianna and her boyfriend were minding their business, and that was completely wrong. There should have been charges. There should have been an indictment against these cops. They should have. I'm not sure what evidence they actually presented to the grand jury. That's something that we'd be interested in, but they won't let us know what happened in the grand jury. My personal opinion, I think sellouts are possibly worse. I think they hurt from within. What was that? Let me see. Did the boyfriend open fire first? Yeah. You're supposed to open fire first if somebody's breaking into your house. And that's what happened. Somebody was broken into their house. Oh shit. Didn't want to do that. Wrong button there. Didn't mean to do that actually. Let's see. All right, cool. Make sure that sounds was gone. He won't even say who gave the officers Brianna's address. No, this attorney general is I don't fuck with shit. Now we know we don't fuck with him, but I definitely think he's a sellout. He's I had a question. It was I think he's a sellout, but is he a sellout because he's doing his job? Or does his job make him a sellout? Can you do his job and not be a sellout? Yeah, the way they did Brianna was dirty. Very dirty. But that's how the police do a lot of people. They do a lot of people dirty. They regularly shoot people and just let them lay there with handcuffs on and take their time. They're not really compassionate. They don't care about human life, in my opinion. That's how it seems to me. Give me a second. I gotta check this thing here real quick. All right. 1 second. Let me see what's going on over here in the chat. Y'all having some conversations over here. Danny says he's scared of the ramifications from doing his job correctly. Okay. Yeah, agree there. When he should be afraid of us. You know what? They're afraid of us to an extent. They're afraid of us getting power, but I think they know they have the power. They know they have the power. And a lot of times, A lot of times black folks back down to the power of the system, you know? And that's why I'm happy to see all of the protesting, all of the fighting, all of the people going in and going hard for Breonna, you know? That's how I feel. Yo, Kyle, what's going on, man? You there?
Yeah.
What's good, man? I'm chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I like the little message you got in there when you calling on the line, a little recording that message.
Yeah,
cute,
man.
I like it.
You know, I gotta make it seem. I gotta make it professional. You know. So it got to work right. You know. Shout out to Office Ring. You know, Office Ring is who I got my phone from. You know, it's actually
shout out to Office Ring.
Actually, a friend of mine's company. He owns the company. You know, so definitely if you need
black owned,
Puerto Rican, yes, black owned. You know?
All right.
All right, so me and you was talking a little bit earlier about Cameron and not Cameron. This dude, Daniel Cameron. Yeah, Daniel Cameron. You was talking about him and Sellout Cameron. Now, I didn't see the what was the video you told me about? Tamika Mallory?
Yeah, Tamika Mallory. I think she was she spoke at the press conference for Breonna Taylor's family, and basically just told the world or whoever was watching that he's the ultimate sellout. Compared him to the same black folks that sold us into slavery 400 years ago off the coast of Africa, and yeah, I don't think she was too far off, to be honest. Got you.
Now you sent me a link. I'm gonna play this link. It's a minute 35 seconds. I'm gonna play this link real quick. Let me know you can hear the audio and shit like that.
All right.
He mentioned at the press conference, which I thought was
you can hear the audio,
interesting, that he's a black man.
No, I can't hear it, but I've seen it.
And as I laid and cried and hurt for Tamika
I hear it.
You hear?
And for Breonna Taylor, and for Kenny Walker, and for Janiyah, who we need to love up on. As I laid there and I thought about him saying he's a black man, I thought about the ships that went into Fort Monroe and Jamestown with our people on them over 400 years ago. And how there were also black men on those ships that were responsible for bringing our people over here. Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery and helped white men to capture our people, to abuse them and to traffic them while our women were raped, while our men were raped by savages. That is who you are, Daniel Cameron. You are a coward. You are a sellout, and you were used by the system to harm your own mama, your own black mama. We have no respect for you, no respect for your black skin, because all of our skin folk ain't our kin folk, and you do not belong to black people at all. He mentioned
Khary.
Wow.
So that was Tamika Mallory, and she has some powerful words, and I don't disagree.
She's speaking facts, man.
She is. She definitely is.
Fact.
She definitely is.
Yeah, he's the ultimate sellout, man. He failed to present all of the evidence to the grand jury that would have enabled them to charge them for the killing of Breonna Taylor.
Right.
Now, I served on the grand jury a few years ago.
I was about to say.
So I have a little bit of understanding of how it works, and it shed some light onto how rigged the whole system is. So I was on a grand jury for over a month, and how it works is you actually have to show up every day for over a month or however long they give it to you, and they will present multiple cases. Mm-hmm. Like I'm talking like 20, 30 different cases. So every day, all day.
So it wasn't just one case.
It's not just one case. There's like several different district attorneys, who come in and present bits and pieces of up to 20 to 30 cases every day. And as the grand jury member, it's your job to take notes because it's given to you in pieces. So you have to take all the information that's given to you in pieces at the end, or when it comes time to vote on the different counts that they're charging someone or some people with. Take those bits and pieces and vote on whether or not there's enough evidence for it to go to trial. So all the grand jury does is listen to evidence presented by a district attorney and decide, is it enough for it to go to trial? Should this go to trial or not based on the evidence? And what's rigged about it is the person who they're charging or they're presenting this case against isn't there to defend themselves. And they can choose not to present all of the evidence. So their goal is to get to take it to trial. They're going to get all the evidence they can to present it, so you can't. So it's harder for you to say no. And there was a few cases that was like, all right, there's not enough evidence. There was one case with some dude. They had the cop come in and talk about how this dude was like spit on him once he was already like locked up in the cell, and like okay, is your word against his? Not doing it. Sorry, throwing that case out. But it's completely rigged because this grand jury was not focused only on the Breonna Taylor case. They were following 20 to 30 different cases, or however many was presented to them. It was given to them in bits and pieces, and the pieces of information that was given to them was selective. So they decided what to give them.
You don't think they did this one different because it's the Breonna Taylor case?
No, because the grand jury is closed. It's private, so they don't have to, like, none of that information is shared of what's going on in that room. So like there's nobody in there reporting on it or doing all that. It's just up to the discretion of the jurors, which are selected at random. Mm-hmm. And I mean that's basically it. So hold on. Yeah, quote random. But yeah, so I believe, based on my experience, that they just did not present all of the information. Maybe they didn't present all of the counts. That information, I think they're going to have to release, like what it was actually charged with. Mm-hmm. But when they do release that, you'll also see what they weren't charged with. And I think that's very telling. They did not present all of the evidence. They did not present anything or even present any counts against officers for killing Breonna Taylor. They did a bunch of bogus stuff. Shot into the neighbor's apartments. Come on.
Right. So theoretically, he could have gone in there and not even presented anything that had to deal with Breonna in any way, really. He could have just went in there talking about the wandering and endangerment, and we would never know.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
It's completely up to the district attorney to decide what counts they're going to charge against who, based on the evidence that they have. If they feel like they have enough evidence, they'll present it and they'll move forward with that count. But they could also choose not to. They could be like, oh, we don't have enough evidence. I'm not even going to present it to the grand jury because I feel like I don't have enough evidence. But you got to remember, the district attorneys, their whole job is to work with police.
Right.
All they do is present these cases to send people to trial and to put people away. So they work very closely with the police officers, the same police officers that they're trying to put away. So it's corrupt. So how do you put your friend away? Like the same cops who come in and have to testify against somebody they work with, like now you have to put them away. Like it's a corrupt system.
Right. Where Sweet Bane or Sweet Band 49 actually said in the comments, it's a conflict of interest with the attorney generals and police and judges, you know, which I totally
100%.
You know, I totally
100%. Yeah, they all in there all day. This is the Bronx courthouse down in South Bronx, where I did my grand jury. Mm-hmm. The district attorneys and the cops, they eat lunch together. They talk all day, best of friends. But yeah, when it's the cops that are on trial, the same district attorneys or the same people who they eat lunch with are the ones that have to put cases forth against them. And it's a conflict of interest. So she's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
Got you. I feel like that too, though. You know, you never know if they're going. I feel you never know what they're going in there as, especially with the cops. You know, you don't know if they're going in there as a DA or a defense attorney. And
exactly.
From your experience, you never know. They can present with whatever they want.
Whatever they want or whatever they don't want to. By the way, Mimi said, "Let me in."
I know. I have her in here now. Actually, I was setting up her video. You know. So now, what do you think is worse? Do you think sellouts are worse than racists?
I think a sellout is worse than a racist. It's sad that I have to say that because obviously racists are bad. But if I know someone's racist, I know what to expect from them. I know Trump is racist. I know what to expect. I know he's a liar. Like, that's it. I know what I'm getting from Trump. A sellout, you don't know they're a sellout until they stab you in the back and sell you out. Mm-hmm. You think they're on your team. You think they're on your side, and then they sell you out. So it's to me, that's worse because it's betrayal.
Right.
They act like they're your friend, and it's always the person you least expect. Mm-hmm. Which makes it even worse. Yeah. It's always like a surprise. Like, wow. Okay.
But with Daniel Cameron, did we not expect that?
I didn't know what to expect from him. To be honest, I made an assumption. I made an assumption that we have a black attorney general. He's gonna do the right thing. And that was a mistake.
After hearing him speak a little bit, I took the assumption that he's not on our side.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I made an assumption that because he's black, he's going to work for us and with us, and that was absolutely false.
Right.
I didn't do any due diligence. I didn't look him up. I didn't do any research on him. It wasn't until after the fact I saw his Instagram. I'm like, oh, wow. I just saw his Instagram.
What he had on his Instagram? I didn't knew
that. Just him and a bunch of white people. That's all I saw.
Got you. I did see a picture. There was a picture posted that it was like a picture of like 10, 12 people, and he was the only black guy in the picture.
Only black guy in the room.
I was like, oh man, I would be so uncomfortable.
Yo, I should have known. Like, probably one of 5 black people in Kentucky. At least the Kentucky, part of Kentucky he lives in.
You're going to make black people in Kentucky mad at you now. They're going to be like, no, there's 6 of us.
Nah, I'm being funny. I'm being funny. I know there's a lot more black people in Kentucky, but
I know. I'm fucking
no one associates Kentucky as a whole with being like big spot for black folks.
All right, so do we trust Snopes?
Snopes? Oh, the website that
things? Do we trust them?
I mean, as far as I know, the website's been pretty accurate about saying something's false. Some people think it's true.
Right. And I say that because East Awesome over here in the comments in the chat said he's part of Mitch McConnell's family. Mitch is the mentor, but actually Snopes actually has that he is not married to Mitch's granddaughter. That was actually reported on Snopes today that I saw. Or not reported, but I looked on Snopes and it came back as false.
Yeah, somebody shared something with me earlier today about that. And I don't know. It's hard to trust the internet. People make things up all the time. But what I can say, he's a Republican. He's a sellout. In Kentucky, he's a part of Mitch McConnell's political family. That's just as bad. Right.
Now, let's take a quick break real quick and say what's up to Mimi. What's going on, Mimi? You over there pouring drinks. You was late this evening. What you was doing? You was out there thotting and bopping. What's going on?
First of all, I don't TMB anymore.
You don't what no more?
I don't TMB, thought and bop.
Okay. Now you bop and thought? So what you sipping on over there? What you sipping on?
I got a little, like a Bellini.
A Bellini? What's the celebration?
Motherfucking me.
Cheers to motherfucking me. You know?
Thank you.
Now, how much have you heard thus far?
Laptop. I'm so sorry. I have everything. I forgot the laptop, so I'm back on the phone for a little bit.
It's all good. How much of the conversation have you heard this evening? Probably like the last 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. All right. So the topic are sellouts worse than racists. I guess you kind of get the gist of the idea.
I've been listening in on that part.
Got you. Tamara says she read that he was engaged to Moscow Mitch's niece. That's a name. The name people come up with.
No, his name has. Who's that on the phone, by the way?
This is Kai. This is Kai.
Your boy.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mimi?
One of the 3 other black programmers I've worked with in the last 20 years.
One of 3.
One of 3. We'll talk about that a little later too.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that a little later too. You know. So, what do you think about sellouts, Mimi? Do you think they're worse than racists?
Absolutely. I actually had the conversation while I was preparing to get on here, and a friend of mine was saying, definitely, sellouts are definitely worse than racist. And I heard Khary say it. With a racist, at least you know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
With a sellout, it's friend become foe. You know what I mean?
Right. So now, what defines a sellout? Like I asked this question earlier, like Daniel Cameron. I asked Khary earlier as well. Is he a sellout because he's doing his job, or does his job make him a sellout?
No, I don't believe either.
Either.
I don't believe it. Okay. So, what makes him a sellout? For me, we're talking about the AG, right?
We can talk about it, but I guess just in general, what makes somebody a sellout, maybe, you know?
Okay, well, in general terms, say the best example I have is like music industry people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you come up with people, everyone's doing their equal part, and you're offered a solo deal without everyone. Instead of hanging on and riding it out until you get a group deal, you take it. What'd you do to me?
Oh shit! I don't know. That was
okay. So
don't you like that?
You go ahead. You go solo. You go solo without the group, but maybe your intentions is to pull them along later on. That never happens. You're a sellout.
Okay. I agree.
I think a sellout is somebody who knowing and willingly betrays someone or something for their own personal benefit.
Okay.
Daniel Cameron.
Yeah. Okay. I see your expert. You know, I like that definition. So sell out their race or sell out something personal to them, pretty much, you know? Well, in the case of black people, it's sell out their race to advance. So like people like Charles Barkley, a lot of people would consider him a sellout. What's that?
I can't stand Charles Barkley.
Yeah, a lot of people consider Charles Barkley a sellout. You know?
I don't know how much of a sellout he is, but he does seem very Uncle Tomish.
Mm-hmm. And they feel that way because of his views on a lot of things.
Absolutely.
You know?
So with Charles Barkley, you get more of a skewed view. Like, dude, you know what it's really like. How can you still think those things? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, this week, both Barkley and Shaq had something to say about the Breonna Taylor decision.
What'd they say?
I don't know exactly what they said. Let me look it up.
Because Shaq is a sheriff.
I know, and that's what part of me said. I said, is he backing the blue because he feels blue?
Did he back the blue?
You said Shaq is a sellout?
Asking. He said he had some remarks this week that wasn't very very positive about Brianna.
I'm like, that's strange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They pretty much said something about Breonna Taylor not being the same as George Floyd or Ahmaud Arbery. Like their case.
I didn't read those remarks. I don't know what they mean by that.
Their case shouldn't be lumped in with the killings of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. He pointed to Taylor's boyfriend Kenneth Walker firing on the plainclothes Louisville police officers that were executed.
So here we go again. Yeah. As they said, dude would be in jail if it was illegal. You bursted into his home. You did not state who you were. You were plain clothes.
Mm-hmm.
He has the right to fire on you.
Let me see something.
Yeah. I think the circumstances weren't the same of what happened.
Just bad to young.
Let's see what this clip of Charles Barkley saying has to say.
Just bad the young lady lost her life, but we do have to take into account that her boyfriend did shoot at the cops and shot a cop. So, like I say, even though I'm really sorry she lost her life, I don't think that we can just say we can put this in the same situation with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. I just don't believe that.
I just don't believe that.
And Charles Barkley's an idiot.
Let's see what Shaq
I don't know.
I hear these fools on TV talking about defund the police and things like that.
No, this is still Charles.
Reform and prison reform and things like that. Because you know who ain't going to defund the cops? White neighborhoods and rich neighborhoods. So that
talking about himself.
Saying that, I'm like, wait a minute. We just going to leave. Who are black people supposed to call? Ghostbusters? When we have crime in our neighborhood?
Okay, he's so fucking stupid.
But like I say, white people, especially rich white people, they're always going to have cops. So we need to stop that defund or abolish the cops crap.
And we started this.
Yeah.
So when he says we, he's talking about the white people in his neighborhood, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what?
Not for nothing.
White
people are also staying in.
But check this out. People keep confusing defund and abolish.
Correct.
They're two different terms. They mean two different things.
Correct.
And one of the theories are that if you defund the police, it just looks like the suburbs. It looks like the rich neighborhoods. Because instead of all of the money going to the police, the money's going to additional resources in the area.
Exactly.
That's what defunding the police is.
I haven't seen a PAL program in so long.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean,
you know what? Me and Kai was talking about that earlier, about resources in the areas and things like that, because we had a conversation about who was it? We had a conversation. What's the name of the company? The CEO has some remarks. Wells Fargo.
Talking about the CEO of Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo. I kind of looked at it a little bit different. Wells Fargo, pretty much, the CEO of Wells Fargo said that the talent pool for black people was small. There was a small talent pool of black people,
Well, maybe that's why they had to pay all that money back to us black people, because they kept on overcharging us with those carrier fees. And overdraft fees. They had to pay so much money.
Yeah, but I kind of had a different take on it than most people, actually.
Go ahead.
I didn't. A lot of people took his remarks negatively. I took his remarks as there's just not a lot of black people that want to be bankers.
That's not true.
That's how
most black people. You think about it. How many black people go into accounting schools?
Right.
They want to be in finance.
I don't know.
They want to be in finance.
Right, but I also took into account how many black people are in America, you know? So how many black people are actually looking for jobs in the sector, in those fields? If you just look at the amount of black, so all of the black people, we make up only 13% of America, you know? We only make up a 13%. So how many of us are actually in the...
What's the percentage of us in jail?
Exactly. How many? If we're only 13%, how many people are actually in the job market? To be
Because
a big pool. What are we?
It's about equal opportunity and equity. We're only 13%.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean we can't be bankers, because look at us running the NBA. And the
I didn't
NFL.
say we couldn't be bankers.
Why?
I didn't say we couldn't be bankers. I'm not saying that. I'm saying how many people are actually going for these jobs? How many people have...
That's what was...
Right.
Hold
That's
on.
what was irresponsible about
Gallup?
the CEO.
What's that?
He didn't share any data.
Right.
Right, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking in general, you know, not...
Okay, so we don't have any real stats. It sounds like everybody's talking out their ass. So is there a Gallup poll?
No, this is just a remark he made talking about the talent pool is limited for black people.
Talking out his ass.
Right, but I think everybody's taking his remarks out of context. I think he's just saying, hey, we don't have a large talent pool of black people because there's not a large talent pool of black people.
No, I refuse to believe that. The same way they've extended coding and everything to children, people of color.
Right, and I only worked with 3 programmers in 20 years, one of them being my brother.
Hold on, Khary. Hold on. What they are trying to do, they are extending these programs into urban neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there will be more of us
mm-hmm.
in that field.
Right.
They can do the same shit with banking and finances. That's all I'm saying. Boom. There aren't a whole lot of black sociologists.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what we do? We go out and create some.
Okay, but what does that do about right now? What does that do about there being a talent pool right now?
Well, actually, there is a dope talent pool. I work with them.
Okay, that's in New York, where it's very diverse.
But to increase it,
mm-hmm.
that's what you do. You go out and you create it.
Right. I'm just saying, if there's 10 million people applying for a job, how many of those people are black? The percentage of that is going to be very small.
Okay.
Right.
So why don't you still look at them?
No, it's not. He's not saying he's not looking at them. He just said it's not a big talent pool.
Okay, but does that mean that you bypass it? If you're saying that America is 13% black, then we should have at least 10% black people in every business. I'm not even going to say the full 13.
Yeah, I didn't say the full 13 either. I actually rounded down to 10% myself. I said 3% of those people trying to be entrepreneurs and shit, you know? So
I don't know. The CEO didn't share any information about who he's trying to hire. Is he trying to hire black people across the board for all different positions, or is he's just looking for bankers? Or he's trying to hire black people in IT? Right. Because most companies have a recruitment team whose job it is to go out and find people. And so the question is, what is the recruitment team doing? Are they looking to make the workforce more diverse at Wells Fargo? Mm-hmm. Is the recruitment team made up of white people? Do they know where to find black people? So I think the CEO made a blanket statement and didn't provide enough information.
Okay,
I'm willing to bet there's a bunch of white people looking for white people at Wells Fargo.
Okay, now let's say all of those things. Now let's say all of those things are done, right? Do you think they're going to find a huge talent pool of black people, or do you think that talent pool is still going to be small? I think that talent pool, I think no matter how hard you look, that talent pool is going to be small just because the percentage of black people is smaller.
I don't think so.
I think that's a false I think that's a false dichotomy you're making, because there's like you mentioned, we're 10% of the U.S. What number did you say? I don't know what the actual numbers are.
About 13%. 13%.
But so if that's the case, why is the NBA and NFL majority black people?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we just better at shit.
Because it's access. No, because it's all about access. We have access to basketball courts and football fields everywhere. Mm-hmm. And if we don't, we can make a basketball court out of a hanger, out of a crate. Like, we're balling no matter what. Mm-hmm. What we're not doing is we don't have easy access to great accounting programs and at Ivy League schools, which is what I'm sure Wells Fargo is trying to recruit from or try to get their workforce from. Mm-hmm. Like growing up, I didn't know anybody growing up in the hood who was trying to be an accountant or in the finance. I knew a ton of people that wanted to be NBA players, mm-hmm. NFL players, so on and so forth. So I grew up wanting to play basketball too, right? I got into computers because I got lucky and someone gave me a computer and I got interested in it. I didn't have a computer growing up. Mm-hmm. I tell you who did have a lot of computers growing up, white people. They could afford it. They had access to it. And so the mm-hmm. talent pool of developers is mostly white. Like you mm-hmm. said, you only work with 3 black people, one of them being me as a developer. Mm-hmm. Right? Our generation growing up, we didn't have access to computers until we were already teenagers, almost adults. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, white people had access to computers their whole lives. They were into programming. They were ahead of the game. It's called privilege. That's what it is. They had the privilege of having access to it, so therefore they have a bigger talent pool. We had the privilege of having access or being able to play ball anytime we want, and so we're great ball players. Now we're getting recruited to play basketball and football. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with accounting and finance.
Right, I agree.
I didn't know anybody who wanted to be accountant and finance. Now there's a ton of black people that are in accounting, that are in finance. Mm-hmm. They're not getting the jobs because the previous generations the system is set up to recruit their white neighbors, their white friends, their white associates, right? It takes, we need allies to kind of break that whole thing up and find us and get us into these fields. We need opportunities given to us by our white allies. And I don't think they're doing that at Wells Fargo. I think it's just status quo. They're just doing the same thing over and over again, looking in their own circles rather than outside of it.
They're giving their sons chances.
I hear you. Mm-hmm. I hear you. But I still think even if all of that criteria is met, I think the talent pool is still going to be small. Just because we're 13% of the population. If 100 people go for a job, how many of them do you think are going to be black?
Okay.
Just based off of percentages in the population.
All right. If you're going to go by raw numbers, then mathematically, yes. If you have an even amount of people, there's going to be a small amount of black people, right? Because there's less than us.
Right.
Sure. But the numbers of black people at these companies are disproportionate to the population, right? So you're saying because the population is 10%, there should be 10. They're at 1% or less than that at these companies.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because now you still got to.
What explains that?
Because now you still got to divide 10% of the black population amongst all the fucking companies.
No,
and that's not going to give 10% of the company. I'm just saying.
You're making the numbers.
That's not going to add up. Those numbers just don't work. Mathematically, that's false because you're assuming 10% of the population wants to work for Wells Fargo.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying there wouldn't be 10% at there wouldn't be a 10% at each company, because if we're only 10%, how could we be 10% at each company?
Hold on. So here's the thing: if a brand new bank opens up on the corner of any urban neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. And they're looking for cashiers, bankers, whatever. Who do you think they're going to hire? Those that live in the neighborhood, or someone that has applied online from West Bubble and looks like them?
Well, they should have hired somebody from the neighborhood, but they're probably going to hire somebody that applied online.
But someone that applies from the neighborhood with the credentials, they'll still hire outside.
Do we know that for sure, or are we guessing? I'm asking.
I don't know. I think all of these numbers are made up and don't make any sense right now.
What's that?
I didn't give a number.
I said, no, just like the numbers that Khary's throwing out that we're arguing against, like I don't think these are real factual numbers. I think these are made up numbers that don't make any sense. There's
Agreed.
how many has I just saw somebody in chat say, who was it? Beautiful Thea. She said there's tons of people in Atlanta with blacks with degrees that are unemployed. There's tons of HBCUs that have blacks graduating with accounting and finance degrees. I don't see Wells Fargo hiring them. I'm sure they're thirsty for jobs coming out of school. Why Wells Fargo ain't hiring them?
Agreed.
Thea said we don't get interviews based on our names. Lots of discrimination. You know what? I can agree. I could kind of agree and disagree with the whole name discrimination thing at the same time. And I say that because every job I ever went after, I got the interview. I got the interview and I got the job, and I don't have a very common name, Khary Malaya, you know? I understand. No, Thea, I perfectly understand why we need discrimination laws. I perfectly understand that. I believe all of that, you know? I support all of that. I'm just saying I think people are taking his comments out of context.
I don't think they are.
I think he's a smart man. He's a CEO of a big billion-dollar financial institution. He knows that there's systemic racism that prevents
I think he knows that.
Coming through the pipeline.
I think he
He's
knows
not doing
that.
anything to fix it. He's just complaining about it and making excuses.
No, I think he knows that, but I don't think he's looking at it like how y'all are looking. I think he's looking at it how I'm looking at it, like the percentages. Like I think he's looking at it as if we have 100 applications, only 5 of them are black applicants. That's what I think he's seeing.
Okay.
No, I think you're making an excuse for him now. I think
that's what I. That's because I have not interviewed one black person for a development job. I've interviewed a bunch of Indian people. I've interviewed Asian people. I've interviewed white people. I've never interviewed a black man or black woman for a development job.
Sorry. And how do the resumes land in your lap? Who gets their resume to you?
They come through recruiting. And I tell you what.
Exactly.
Well, okay. At my job, when I first, well, not this current job, the job prior, HR director was a black man from New Rochelle. From New Rochelle.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
He was the one doing all of the recruiting.
Listen, sometimes black people don't want other black people with them.
This was.
Was his last name Cameron?
No, this was a nigga. This was a nigga.
Why you gotta call him that?
I'll tell you, he was black. I'll tell you that shit now. He was black, you know?
I can't do it.
I think the CEO of Wells Fargo, what he could have said, he could have been an ally, and he could have said, you know what? I see that the talent pool isn't that big, and I understand that there's systemic issues that exist that make it hard for black people to get through the pipeline. Here's what we're going to do to try to help alleviate that or try to help make it better. Instead, he just made an excuse of why I don't have black people instead of saying, I understand why it's harder for black people, and here's how I'm going to put the resources for my billion-dollar company into action. He didn't do that. He just made an excuse, and so he's an asshole for that.
Okay. And that was kind of my reason for saying I think people took him wrong. Was I kind of felt like are we starting to become a little too sensitive as black people?
No.
Wait, what?
Are we starting to become a little too sensitive? Everything bothers us.
Everything bothers us?
Yeah.
Give me an example.
No, he's a brother, bro.
Like this right here. Like we look into everything in the into systemic racism, you know?
But if
that's a Republican talking point.
What's that?
It's sensitive.
No, I'm asking. Are we a little too because I didn't see his remarks as crazy, simply based off of my own experience of only worked with 3 black people in 20 years. You know? And that's why I said,
Tampa, Florida.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I wondered. I'm like, you know what?
I'm sure it would be different if you were in Atlanta.
Exactly. But you know what? These are pockets. The majority of the U.S. aren't like these cities. The majority of the U.S. don't have black people in their cities. You know, it's very small pockets. New York, Atlanta,
well, guess what?
L.A., Houston.
Wells Fargo's headquarters is in San Francisco, which is one bridge away from Oakland. So why don't they have black people working there?
I don't know. You know?
He's making excuses. No, black people aren't sensitive. Black people are demanding for equality and equity, like we should be, because we've been left behind. White people have been taking advantage of us and living off of our blood, sweat, and tears for many years. And now because we're demanding for equal opportunity and equity, we're sensitive. Get the fuck out of here.
Get your brother.
That's like when you and all your friends used to beat me up when I was little, and then I finally start fighting back, and y'all call me sensitive after y'all been beating my ass over and over.
I didn't call you sensitive. I just said you don't have to hit everybody with a hammer all the time. You know, Khary used to run my peoples out the house. I'm what, 6 years older than you? I'm 6 years older than Khary, right? My friends used to pick on him. You know, we're gonna try and make your brother tougher. You know, that's what they thought they had to do. So they used to pick on him. You know, and I was like, you know what? Make the little nigga tougher. You know, right? You know what? I told Khary, I said, yo, you need to just let them know that you ain't nothing to play with, right? He said, all right. He said, all right. Exactly. He said, all right. Somebody started fucking with him. They started messing with him. He walked away, huffing and puffing. Huffing and puffing. Yo. All of a sudden, you just see little man coming out with a bat. Ah! Yo, just start swinging on people. Yo. They got up out the crib quick. Yo, after that first time, he knew it. All right, they fuck with me. I'm just chasing these dudes out the house. And it went from a bat, it went to a hammer, and then it went to a butcher knife. You know? I think he cracked the butcher knife on the staircase door.
Hell, man, they made me mad. And you know what? I'm glad you helping drive my point home. Was I too sensitive for doing that?
No, not at all.
What was it? Was I just finally fed up and wanted it to stop?
Yeah.
All right.
So you did what you had to do.
That's what black people are doing right now. We're tired of it, and we're being forceful about what we want and how we want it. We want it now, and that doesn't make us sensitive. That just makes us strong. Like fuck y'all. No, we're gonna say it over and over again so y'all hear it. That's not sensitive, and that's a talking point. They want people to think we're sensitive. They can just write us off and like, oh, yeah, they're too sensitive. That's what the Republicans want us to think. Want their base to think.
Okay.
Like somehow we're the aggressors after we were enslaved and treated wrong all these years. Come on, man.
Get him, Khary.
Got you. Well, they're getting mad at me over here in the chat here. They're saying, Khary, what is wrong with you? Now, I believe that systemic racism and all of that shit is real. All of that shit's a fact. You know? I just didn't take his comments sensitively. You know? I took it. I looked at my own experience. How you trying to
call that sensitive again?
I looked at my own experience of the lack of black people that I've worked with. You know, I don't know any black people that say, you know what, I want to learn coding. I want to learn how to program. Black people that I've tried to teach, let me finish. Black people that I've tried to teach have all said, I'm intimidated, you know? They sit down for 5 minutes and they're like, you know what, this is too much for me. I'm just going off my personal experience.
Khary.
White people are going to say that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Every black person?
The majority, yeah.
Have I?
You've never told me that you wanted to learn.
I'm waiting for you to finish the fucking YouTube.
What do you mean? What?
Khary, are you not creating a YouTube to teach people how to code and build their own website?
Yeah, I started doing one.
Okay. Then I tell you, oh, this is super dope. When are you going to finish it?
Yeah. You did say that.
Okay. Did you ever hear me say, oh, this is too intimidating? I just don't get it.
No. I thought I did it in a way that wasn't intimidating. You know?
Shut up, Khary.
I thought I'd... Okay. Now, okay.
Has this been happening for the last hour and change?
What's that?
You just spewing bullshit?
No. This was just me.
Khary?
This was just me saying that I didn't
Khary, is this what he's been doing since I've been going?
I mean, he's definitely Mr. Devil's advocate for sure.
I just didn't feel like it was I was
sorry,
like,
y'all,
wow.
I can't even read the chat right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
I was saying something, I can't see it.
I thought of that based off of my experience in the development industry, web development industry, front-end development, coding, you know, in this career path. I've felt like this because of a lot of posts I've been seeing on Twitter from black females that I've seen getting into tech. You know, they was like, yo, the amount of black women in tech is ridiculous how it's not there. You know, like they would.
But it's coming up.
I know,
like,
I know,
like
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's coming up, but it's not here right now.
Okay, but it's slow progress is still progress.
Yes, I agree. I agree. But that's still.
I mean,
but like, okay,
it takes time for change to be implemented. So yeah, I want it done right now. I want to see the results of it. But slow progress is still progress. So
yeah, I agree. But if somebody was to ask me right now, hey, Khary, how come you don't have a lot of black developers out there? And I would say it's a small talent pool of black developers. And there is.
There's a lot of black developers in New York.
Here's a bit of homework for you, Khary.
Yeah.
Start a group on Facebook or wherever of black developers. I bet you it surpasses 1,000 people. And then you'll be like,
I bet you it would. I bet you it would. But then you would look
just
at
because you don't know doesn't mean that
check it out. So if you make a group for black developers, say there's 100,000 in the group for black developers. Now, if you was to make a group for white developers, there might be 30 million.
I don't care about the what. I don't care about the
right. That's exactly. You don't care about that. But that's what makes it a small talent pool in comparison to the other groups.
Sorry, but if you're talking about those that you know in your field, you don't know a lot of them. You said you know about 3.
But I'm just
so what I'm saying
in general.
Expand your network.
I'm not. Oh my goodness. If you say this, if you create a group, right, and there's 100,000 in that group of black developers, but now the white developers group have 30 million, right? And now if you have to take both of those groups and combine them, that's a small talent pool of 100,000 compared to the 30 million. But
I'm not trying to combine them.
If you're looking at the talent pool, the talent pool is still tiny compared. That's what the talent pool is.
Okay, so we're talking about 2 different things, okay?
Are we?
I'm talking about expanding your network of what you know.
Right, this isn't about me though.
That's what the fuck you led off with.
No, this is
you
about
went off of your experience.
Right, my numbers, my small numbers. The numbers of my brother's small. No, he's worked with few developers. People I know work with very few developers.
Hold on. Can I stop? Let me scale back a second. Khary?
There's about 50 to 100, almost 50 to 100 black engineers that I've worked with. But I'm in New York City.
Right, you're in New York City where there's a whole giant diverse. The rest of the country, how's the rest of the country? Not that diverse. The black population is a lot smaller in a lot of the majority of the cities.
Hold on. If you're talking about tech, then the whole country, you can't really make that comparison because tech is based on hubs. And the hubs are California, New York, Atlanta, DC, that's it. If you're trying to get a tech job anywhere else, good luck. So if you only look at the hubs, which are diverse places, you're going to find a lot of talented black men and women who are looking for jobs. There's a lot of groups out there already that exist. There's Black Girls Code. There's Girls in Tech, Girl Develop It.
There are. I'm not saying there isn't. And now, if you combine them all, it's still a small talent
black
pool.
Women looking for work. Yeah, okay.
I agree.
Small. But that doesn't mean there aren't black people that can be hired right now.
No, I never said there wasn't.
Being made as if they can't find anyone.
I didn't say there wasn't. I just said there's a small talent pool.
Women.
Right. There's going to be 1,000, but there's still a small talent pool.
Okay. Wells Fargo doesn't have thousands of black engineers. They're looking for 10, 15 out of a pool of what you said is 100,000. Why can't they get 10 out of 100,000? You're talking about 30 million white people in their group. If they have an initiative to be more diverse and hire more black people, then they're focusing on just the black group. So if there's just the black group, okay, now there's a big pool of hundreds of thousands. Why can't you hire any of them?
Now, he didn't say he wasn't hiring them.
Okay, and that's the point that I brought up, is he didn't say much of anything except make an excuse. And that's why it's irresponsible of him as a CEO.
Right. I just said it wasn't, it's a small talent pool. I just said it's a small talent pool, and I can see him saying why it's a small talent pool.
Okay, you got to remember, he's a CEO of $1 billion company. He has data scientists and all these different people working for him that have tons of information and numbers about black people, white people, who to give mortgages to, so on and so forth. I fail to believe that he's that ignorant to where the only excuse is, there's just not a large talent pool. And if there isn't one, or at least he doesn't think there's one, why isn't he using his $1 billion worth of resources to improve it and make it better, make it more accessible for black people?
Well, maybe he is. I don't know. This is something that he said in a meeting where some people took offense, some people didn't. What's that?
He could be a billionaire or a thousandaire. You still got to watch what the fuck you say, especially if you ain't got shit to back it up with.
Well, I think census has enough to back it up.
Black people don't even fill out the damn
and that's why we only 13%. Did you
like, I don't want them to know I'm here.
Yeah, I know a ton of black men and women that are looking for work, and developers, that is. And yeah, I don't know what the deal is. They're not getting hired.
Are they good?
The same way there's training for every motherfucking thing else, you can train people up.
Can train what?
You can train people up into a position.
Yeah. I've actually taught quite a few people how to be programmers. You know?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Actually, I started teaching one girl, but she wasn't interested.
So when you find someone with potential, you can always train them up. So for him to still say that the talent pool is small or extremely small, train the motherfuckers up. That's all. You could take
the person you were trying to teach.
Yeah,
Were they changing field?
I agree with that. I'm just talking about what he's talking about right now at the current moment.
Yeah, right now at the current moment, you can take a banking clerk, train them up into the position of banker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you have it.
There you have what?
Your pool is no longer small or limited.
Maybe that's included in his pool. I don't know.
Shut up, Khary.
Yeah, I think Thea wants to call. She said she's unsubscribing.
Yeah, I just sent you a text, Khary.
Don't unsubscribe, Thea. You know, between the weed and the liquor, I don't know what he gonna do. I'm sorry I wasn't here to control it.
Now, I'm actually a mentor to some black programmers, actually. What?
And you say all the dumb shit that you just said?
I just met them like a week ago. Just sent them a couple of messages online, like, oh yeah, you know. And that's what meeting some of these new programmers made me realize how few black programmers there are. You know? Like when you look at the conferences and shit like that, somebody posted a picture of like a tech conference. A girl posted a picture of the tech conference to show the black women at tech conferences. And there was like one black woman in this whole conference and shit like that, right?
Okay, and that just means that, look, not everybody got the money to go to these fucking conferences.
Oh my goodness. And
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But that one woman in the group of 1,000 people doesn't accurately represent what is true.
I think it kind of does. I think it kind of does.
Okay.
I think it kind of does.
Okay.
In that sense, in the tech world, I think it kind of does, you know?
Don't you be texting Khary on the side? I want to know what y'all saying.
No, all I texted him was to connect to Zoom because he's on the phone.
Oh.
You know? That's all I messaged him. You know?
Thea, I don't know what Thea is saying in the chat. I don't know what anyone's saying in the chat, but
they're mad at my point of view. They're mad at my point of view
right now.
I think they think I'm a Republican now. You know? If only y'all looked at my Facebook page, I'd be like, damn, this nigga crazy.
Khary is far from a Republican. Khary is way more Malcolm than Martin. Okay? Way more.
Yeah. I'm not the one that says peace. I'm the one that says, everybody grab your guns and shoot shit the fuck up. Burn this bitch. Let me stop talking before this becomes like a hate motherfucking stream. They try to call it or some shit like that. You know? Thea says I sound like it. All right, so Kai. Yo, Kai.
Yo, I was trying to connect to the Zoom. I'm trying to get my laptop on.
All right, connect to the Zoom. I'm going to hang up so Thea could call. She wants to give me a piece of her mind. All right?
Yeah, Thea.
All right. That was Kai. That was my brother Kai coming from, calling in from Jersey, actually. He actually in Jersey now. He's not in the Bronx no more. He's in Jersey. That's my brother Kai.
You can come swim with us tomorrow, Kai.
My brother is a programmer. That computer that he was talking about that he got, that was actually the first computer I touched. That's the computer that got me to say, yo, I like this coding stuff. I like this computer shit. He actually showed me HTML for the very first time. You know, I was like, yo, because first he started, because I was used to be an artist. You know, I used to draw a lot. I went to the high school of art and design for like 1 year, you know, but when he showed me the computer, he started showing me these websites. And he started showing me websites of people that did these graphics and things. And I was like, yo, how the fuck they put pictures on the computer? You know, I knew nothing about computers. I knew nothing about scanning pictures. I knew nothing about Photoshop. I was a computer newbie. I knew nothing about computers.
How old were you at that time, Khary?
I was 22. Yeah.
So wait, I was hacking before you?
Yeah. So he's the one who put me on the computers.
Early.
After he showed me graphics, he showed me Photoshop. He said, yo, the people use Photoshop to actually make this stuff, right? And he showed me how to download Photoshop. It was 8 megabytes. It took about 45 minutes to download. It was over 56K modem. No, 33 and something connection, you know? Let's take a call from area code 702. 702, what's going on? You live with Khary's Crib Live. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Thea.
How you doing, Thea? I had a feeling that was you.
Oh, wait. I just, you know what? I had to say a prayer.
You had to say a prayer?
The team. Yeah, because I am so mad at you.
What? What did I do? You don't like my point of view on that?
Okay, so first of all, let's just start from here. As a black man in America, for you to say in your field, oh, there's not enough blacks applying for jobs in my field. So do you know that's why discrimination and racism continue? Because people keep saying things like that.
Well, I say that to try to get people to say, you know what, this is probably a field I can get into. I encourage people.
In order to
I encourage people to try to learn programming and coding, and the majority of people are scared.
People say, "Oh, we want black people to apply for these jobs." You cannot get black people to be in your field unless you market to them, unless you go to the HSBCUs, unless you, start internship programs. There's no way that you're going to get to hire more black people if you don't supply programs. So, but I just want you, as an African-American black woman that's highly educated, I am, just so you know, I'm always asking my job, well, where did you go to school at? Well, how many degrees did you have? I'm always questioning. Like I just, made up my degree. So I just want you to be mindful of what you say. Because if you're saying you made up your degree? Statement like this, I have 4 degrees.
Okay.
And still today, I'm questioned. Well, where did you say you went to school? I mean, it's almost like they doubt that I'm educated before I even open my mouth because they don't want to believe it's a black woman that's in their presence that's sitting at a management table like them that's highly educated. So what I'm saying is, for you to make that statement, just like I just feel so educationally hurt by it because you don't know what that statement means. I think you're being funny, and I'm not really taking it like you're really being truthful that, there's not a lot of people that are interested in web design. But black people are interested in whatever you're going to help them succeed in. That's the excuse, oh, we don't have enough black people to do this. We don't have enough black people to do that. That's what helps keep racism going. Because they don't want to believe that we want to do anything. They want to believe what you're saying. They want to believe we're lazy. They want to believe that, we want everything for free. They don't want to believe that we're literally interested in what we're doing. We want to become educated. So when you make statements like that, you're perpetuating racism.
You think so?
And I know that's not what you want to do.
No, I'm trying to encourage people to come into the field.
That's not encouraging.
Let me tell you.
Why not? Why is that not encouraging?
Sorry. Let me just tell you, as an educated black woman, if you make that statement at a table full of white people, oh my God, that will be so damaging to our community.
What's that? Saying that not a lot of I don't work with a lot of black people?
Yeah, it's damaging. That's what they want to hear.
That there's not a lot of black people in the talent pool. There's plenty.
Right. Right, and I only say that to you, and I'm just giving you this based on my experience, is because I sat at the table. I'm continuing to sit. I work in mental health, but I sit at tables. And at the end of the day, they don't want to call me doctor. They're just like, wait, well, really? Well, but how did you do that? Well, how many student loans do you have? Well, did you, first of all, I took the same test that you took. I didn't get no favors. And I passed every test with flying colors. With the black person that I am, being from the south side of Chicago. Did nobody give me shit? So I just say this to you because I'm just sharing my experience as a black person that's continually sitting at a management table with mostly white people, and they want to believe that we don't want to be interested in anything. So when you make those statements, I just want you to know how that statement is taken. One thing of marketing, and I know you know marketing, is because I have a minor degree in marketing. It's like in marketing, one main goal of marketing, know your audience before you make a statement. Know your audience before you try to sell to them, because if you don't know your audience, you're not going to be successful. When you make that statement in front of an audience of white people or maybe black people that's been trying to do something and having a hard time, you are discouraging them. It's like a statement of very damaging to our community, and I just want you to know that. That's how I take it. Now, do I think that you're trying to hurt our community? No. You seem like a very nice guy, and I listened to your radio interview, and I liked a little bit of history. Look, I've looked at your Facebook page because I like to know who I'm listening to. And I'm still here, so I'm not going to unsubscribe. But just to even think in your mind, there's not enough black people for this industry. Like I challenge you to pull up some research and see how many black people that's actually interested in web design. You will be amazed. And for you to be in this career for such a long time, you can encourage your job to develop internship programs.
Yep.
To help, communities, the black community, and wherever you live at, and to help people. Like, that's how we get the word out. If we're just going to sit here and have an educated conversation and not do anything about it, it's not going to go anywhere. But I guarantee you work with little black girls and little black boys, if you introduce something to them that seems interesting, they will learn. But a lot of our communities are not introduced to certain areas in certain careers. It's not that they're not interested. It's just that they've never been introduced to it. So it can start with you.
And with that being said, my current presentation, this is how I go to work. When I was going to the office, this is how I go. I go as I am, When I leave the office, I would go from the office. I might go see my weed guy in the hood, And motherfuckers is like, yo, where you going? I'm like, no, I'm coming from work, I was just programming. I was just coding. I tell people about what I do. I let people see that, you can be yourself. You can be in these careers and not have to worry about. A lot of people don't want to even think about going into tech or going into a certain field because they don't want to feel like they're conforming. They don't want to wear a suit. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. I try to show people that, what? You can be in this field and be yourself.
Okay, no, that's the area that I want to bring some knowledge to you in. That's the area. Those statements that you're making right now perpetuates discrimination.
How so?
Because what you're saying is you're defeating little black boys and girls that could have a career in web design because you're saying all these negative things.
What's negative about what I said?
Well, you're saying, they don't want to wear a suit. They don't want to. That's something Trump would say.
No, the ones that I'm dealing with are the ones that I talk to are like the ones in the hood that want to be thugs and want to be gangsters.
Hold on. There are plenty of thugs and gangsters that like suits.
Right, not the ones that I talk to, not the ones that I encounter out here in the areas that I go.
I know, Khary. I can't, Khary. This is just what I want to say. That as a black man in web design, just know that when you make statements, they can be very hurtful.
Like what?
Like when you just said about do you understand what our black community? Do you understand what our black communities deal with? We ain't even got to the suit. We ain't even got to those things. We need programs in our communities. We need people to speak life into our little boys and girls.
Right, that's what I'm doing. How am I doing? How am I defeating that by telling them that you don't have to conform to somebody's system to be successful, to do what you want to do?
Conforming to a system, Khary. Sometimes you do have to put on a suit. Like, not for nothing, you had to put on a suit a couple of times for work.
Yeah, and I was fresh as fuck.
You know what I think?
And I made
have to deal with the. You know what? I think talking about the suit is just highly unintelligible. I mean, that's just a waste of time for me. We have more things going on in our community than talking about a suit.
Right, but a lot of people feel they can't be in the workforce unless they conform to a certain way.
Okay, even if they have to.
And I'm just going in these places. When I go in these places, I just go as a representation that, you know what, there's things you can do other than street shit without having to feel like you're conforming to some shit that you don't want to be. You know?
Okay, so Khary, good point. You just made a point that I love. Let me tell you what to do with that point. Let me tell you to do with the statement you just said. Mm-hmm. Go to the black community and start an internship program. Say that very statement that you said to little black kids, and they will love you. Leave all the you don't want to wear a suit, all that other stuff. Leave that out because it's such a negative and a wasteful point. It's not even needed. But your knowledge is needed as a black man. We need you. And we need you to be encouraging to our kids. So just stay on the positive front and share that with little kids. And I guarantee you, eventually, and it may not happen in our lifetime, but eventually the web design industry will be full of black people.
Yes, I tell you what, I encourage people all the time to get into web development. You know what the number one question I get is? What school did you go to? And you know what I tell them?
Yeah.
I didn't go to school for programming. I didn't finish college.
Right.
I have a GED. I hated school. I have no more than an 8th grade education, to be honest with you. You know, everything else I taught myself. You know?
Right. And so that's a good point. And that lends to a conversation about entrepreneurship. However, a lot of people like me, I love school. So education was my way out of the ghetto. However, I think that you make statements that can be very damaging to our community. And all I'm asking you is, as a black woman that works in the mental health field, that we have so many challenges going on in our community, just watch what you say, because some of the statements that you make can be very, it's almost like in cultural racism kind of a thing.
I think they can be negative statements to the educated, but I think they can be encouraging statements to the ignorant.
No.
I think
the statements that you're making, there's no statistics behind them. I think you're talking based on emotion.
It's based off of
emotion,
people in the hood.
Your experience.
Right. A lot of people in the hood hated school, hated education, hated the people I'm talking to, hated education, hated school, hated all of that, thought that wasn't going to teach them nothing. I try to tell people you can learn on your own. You can teach yourself what you want to learn.
And I get that. And I get that, because I'm not, just because I'm educated, I don't just say education is the way for everybody. It's not for everybody. However, what I'm saying is for you, open up your perspective and understand that what you're saying as a black man can be considered a little bit, I'm not going to say narcissistic, but I want to say that. So you want to, to be a successful person and to be able to show compassion and empathy and understand how another person will feel by the statements that you make. That's all I'm asking. At the end of the day, I love me some Khary. You still look good in your hat.
I appreciate you.
It's all good. And I love conversations like this because you make one great point, and I get that all the time. Oh, you're educated. So you think the only way out is education? No, I don't. And if you knew me, you would know that that's not my perspective. Mm-hmm. My thing is whatever you choose to do, be able, and this is my parents' thing. I don't care what you choose to do in life, be able to take care of yourself in case something happens to me.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And be a good person. Be a good person, you know. And so I know that's your perspective. I just think that it's some statements that you make that, and I know the other panelists that's there and Mimi, we're all like crushing, like, oh my God, just some of the statements you're making are just could be so hurtful. And, you know, I come from a very passionate place because, you know, I did come from the hood. I did grow up from the south side of Chicago. And I am educated, and I'm always questioned by how did I get my degrees? Like somebody gave me a pass. Mm-hmm. And this comes from white people.
I tell you what, you get questioned on both ends. You get questioned on, wow, how'd you get all these degrees? And then you get questioned on, you don't have no degrees. How you so smart?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're from Southside Chicago. What test did you take? Mm-hmm. You know, to get these degrees. So my thing is, we need people like you, because, you know, I'm not talented like you, you know, to be entrepreneur like you are, and I love that. So we need people like you. We need people like me. We need people like Mimi. We need people like your panelists, and we need to have more of these conversations to say, you know what, whatever you do in life, being a gang member and being a loser in our community is only damaging. Be something that you can give back to other people.
Facts.
That's just my main thing.
Facts.
Thank you guys for listening to me. But when it comes to, thank you, Khary. I am very passionate about what I do, and I just, you know, I just really, though I deal with racism on a regular basis, I can deal with it. I got this. Because I just check them every time they say something. I just, you know, let them know. But we need all of us to keep this thing going and just, you know, do more of the web designs and share it with people because we need to know how to do it.
All right, so because of Mimi, I will finish my first video on web development. Okay?
I'm about to say, don't put that on me.
Khary's crib.
Well, I appreciate you calling, Thea, and this is what I kind of started this channel for. So my ignorance can get some enlightenment to other people out there, you know, as well as me myself too, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we need to know your history and your experience because I understand you better now that I saw your interview on the radio. I understand you better.
Okay. I'm glad you watched that, though. I'm glad you watched that.
Yeah. Because, see, I'm open. I want to hear people's history because then I understand your statements better. So I know that you would never say anything that will harm people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I try not to.
All right, bye, y'all.
Thank you for your call.
Bye, Thea.
So that was Thea calling, schooling me a little bit, you know?
I love Thea.
I love Thea as well, you know? But that was very insightful, very, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
now I know who's cool for that ass when I'm tired of talking.
Oh, man.
She think this on air is something she should see as in production.
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell her about that one episode.
What episode?
Maybe we'll do something one day talking about the episode, something like that. So what you thought about what Thea had to say, Kai? You know what? After growing up with my brother in the house, we called him Kai. In the world, everybody else calls him Kai. I don't even know which one he prefers.
Well, people I grew up with, my family in the hood call me Kai. Everybody else calls me Kai. I got tired of explaining how to pronounce Kai from Kai.
Gotcha.
I also didn't learn my name was Kai until the 7th grade. Mom told me one day, "Oh, you know your name's actually Kai." Like,
yeah,
what?
you know what? I have the same thing with my name as well. You know, my
Corey?
No, not Corey. My dad actually said, "You know your name isn't Khary, right?" I'm like, what you mean? Y'all call me Khary every fucking day. What you mean my name isn't Khary? He said it's actually pronounced Khary. I'm like, Khary? He said, yeah, but we just call you Khary. I'm like, what? Where you get this from?
I hate that. Every parent names their kid one thing and then calls them something else for the rest of their life. It don't make no sense. They name them one thing, call them the nickname forever.
Yeah.
Everyone calls me Mimi for the most part. Only those that I grew up with and that I work with know my true name.
Which is?
None of your business.
That's all right. I'll get it from Khary.
I know your true name. But Danny said we need a book of Mimi's faces.
One day.
I appreciate you calling and fussing at me, Dan, Thea. You know, school me over here. Danny says Khary is wild.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, me too. You know, but what you think about Thea's comments and remarks?
I mean, I think she made some valid points. I think what she said is accurate about saying things in front of white folks and they just run with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay,
there was a point that I agreed with you on, which is like I've mentored a bunch of kids, both those from the hood, those who are like straight A students, and certain people I talk to, I have to unveil a certain part of tech to them. Like you mentioned, like you don't have to wear suits and all this. So when I'm talking to people from the hood who don't want to go to school, don't want to wear suits, like that's a great selling point. Like, look, I know you don't want to dress up and wear suits. Like this is a field, but you don't have to do that. It's all about your creativity. You can be free, wear what you want. So I got that. Where it's like certain people you share certain parts of what it's like, but it's not just like that because there are a lot of tech jobs where you do have to wear a suit.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like these big tech companies, you can wear hoodies and everything. I've worked in tech since I graduated, since high school, since I finished high school. My first job, I had to wear a suit and tie. My second job, I had to wear a suit and tie. And then after that, I got better jobs where I could wear what I want.
In my first job, I had to wear khakis, and I slowly trained them into I'm wearing jeans and this shirt and this hat. You know.
So what happens with the bigger tech companies is that they focus more on what you know and not what you wear.
Right.
100%.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
And it's super competitive.
So I worked in IT. I worked for a super ISP before fast internet. The company is no longer there, but it was a super dope company. Like that was the very first comp I walked into. You had the dudes with the big mohawks and the blue hair. They don't give a fuck what you look like. They just want to know what you know.
Yep,
they
get the work
want
done.
that.
Look how you look.
From there on, I was like, I need to always be with a company like that.
I'm fortunate.
Are you with a company like that now?
So,
no.
However, I have definitely trained the people that I work with. I have a 55-inch screen in my room. Okay. Well, in my office. I bring my dog in whenever I feel like it. I have griddles and crock pots in there.
I'm currently at my work office, by the way.
What?
I'm currently.
Most of us are
I know.
At home. Yeah.
I work from home. You know.
Well,
I might stream myself working one day.
Office. I'm not talking about what I have in my house. I'm talking about what happens inside of campus office. So I've trained them well.
Thea said, however, for an interview, we need our brothers to look nice. Now, I tell you what, I do dress fresh for an interview, you know? I do dress fresh for an interview. I be having my tie on shit. My shit be tied in like the Trinity knot.
Khary, one day can you get dressed up for Khary's crib?
Actually, I did get dressed up. I got dressed up for the Patti LaBelle concert. You know?
Nah, I said,
Maybe
can
Fridays.
you get dressed up for a Khary's crib? Not
Fancy
for a
Fridays.
versus.
Let's see. I might have a picture on my Instagram.
I didn't ask for all that.
Maybe. I guess so. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a yes
so.
or a no.
I guess so. I guess I could do that
You
one day.
do that, and I'll wear my fro.
How about every other Fridays, Fancy Fridays, and y'all get dressed up?
That's a nice idea. Fancy Fridays instead of Freestyle Friday.
You're welcome.
First of all, Kai, mind your motherfucking business. I don't want to get dressed up every Friday.
I said every other Friday.
Or every other. Do you not realize that most of the time I am broadcasting from my bed?
I figured that out.
So here goes. This is a picture I have on my Instagram of me in a suit. This was for a Christmas party. Notice that tie here.
White as hell.
Notice that tie
like
there.
the agent from The Matrix.
Hey, the agent didn't have his tie that fresh right there, though. You know, that was the Trinity tie. You got to go on YouTube, and that's like a 30-step process to tie that tie there and shit.
Khary,
what's up?
Find the picture from the reunion of me and you. You had on your little Cuban hat that day too.
You know, I actually I got that picture hanging on my fridge actually. The picture, the strip.
Oh,
the photo booth.
Mm-hmm.
This picture right here. Bam.
That's us.
Yeah. You know, that was at the Section 5.
Khary looks Asian there.
I look crazy Asian there. I look crazy Asian there. If anybody follows me on Instagram, this morning I did a good morning video, and in the good morning video I actually said I said good morning from Florida, you know. I said something about my name is Khary, smoke eyes looking chinky like a foreigner, you know. Cause I was like, damn, my eyes is chinky as fuck, you know. But I don't know if my eyes is that chinky all the time or because I smoke.
I'm gonna find out just how much Asian we have in our DNA. I did the ancestry DNA test.
Oh, did you?
Awesome.
Yeah, I bought it.
Let me know.
My wife and I's anniversary. We did it. We swabbed. We put our saliva in there, sent it off. We get updates on the app every step of the process. So I'm gonna find out where we from, man.
Let me know, man.
We got some Chinese or something in there.
Let me know. Yo, our great grandfather was Chinese.
They keep saying that, but I ain't never seen no pictures of nobody.
Yeah, Grandma showed me a picture. Grandma showed me a picture of her father. You know, I was down here when she was alive. You know, I was down here for probably the last 3 years of her life, 3-4 years of her life. You know, and
I never saw a picture.
But you know what's crazy though? I suck, yo. I fucking suck, yo. You know?
We know.
So the wild thing is my ex-wife probably knows more about my family history than I do. You know?
She spent more time with your grandmother?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. You know? So and I didn't realize that until after she passed. I was like, damn, yo. You know? Then after I got divorced, I was like, damn, I gotta call her if I want to know some shit about my grandmother. Damn.
I tell you what, I called her last Thanksgiving for the recipe for Dad's
roast pork.
Roast pork. The one day a year.
I called her last year for the recipe for the roast pork as well. I was like, what was my dad's recipe for the roast pork? I was married for like I was together for like 12, 13 years, you know? So, yeah, that part. And I got married young. I was like 22, 23. So.
You was that young?
Yeah, I was dumb young. It was 99. I got married in 99, yo.
Wow. The Knicks still had a decent team.
Yeah, yo. I got married in 99. And that's when I came down to Florida. That's when I realized I was down here over like 20 years, yo. I was like, fuck, it's 2020, yo. Fuck.
99, I had Kayla, my roommate.
Yeah, you definitely been down there too long. You complain about how cold it is every time you come up here.
That's why
don't I get
You're like 60 degrees. You be like, yo, it's cold.
That's why I moved. That's why I moved back. I had moved to Florida in moved to New York, moved back to New York in 2012.
Yeah, but you went all the way upstate. You was across the bridge from me. You were like,
yeah, I was in Middletown. I was in upstate New York. Yeah. I said, you know what? If I'm gonna move back to New York,
I was in Hyde Park.
I said, yo, if I move back to New York, I can't be in the hood, you know. So I went and stayed with my aunt upstate New York. You know, she got a nice big ass house. You know, her shit is like in the fucking Presidential Heights area and shit like that. Yo,
what the fuck is Presidential Heights?
It's the area of town where the nice houses are. You know,
that sounds like the name of the gentrified place. Oh wait, who's that?
That's Mimi when she was small.
Looks like Mimi.
Somehow, for some reason, it switched on us. You know?
Wow, look at Mimi. Did you pick that background out yourself for the school picture?
I think she did.
I'll be right back.
Let me see. Let me come over here for a minute. All right, cool.
I was grabbing my food.
What you ordered tonight?
Y'all be here late.
What you ordered this evening? I actually had some Applebee's DoorDash to me. Oh, by the way, for those of you that hear me making jokes about my cooking and stuff like that, the reason why I can't cook is because of my brother here. You know, because when we was young, all right, that was a little wild. That was a little wild there.
I think the Zoom froze too.
Did Zoom freeze?
Oh no, it's moving.
We should be back now. We back now. Something happened. But we back. Cool. You know what? Okay. I have to admit, I did something I probably shouldn't do. I tested it the other night. It worked fine. You know, I tested it the other night. It worked fine. And I'm using the beta version of OBS, their latest release. You know, it has a lot of new features. Because it worked well up to this point. You know, it worked. It had a bunch of new features that I actually like. You know, and I think that might be what happened. It might be because I was using the beta version of this software. That's why y'all see me so clearly over there on the shit. You know, on the Zoom, because they have this new shit that has a virtual camera that I can actually send out to another output and shit like that. So that's why y'all see this like this, and it's not using additional resources like it was using before for NDI output, which is super technical. But what happened was my OBS setup crashed, and I think it crashed because I'm using the beta version of OBS, and I think I might tag him on Twitter and be like, yo,
hey,
I'm sorry. I know y'all told me not to use the beta version, but I'm using the beta for. How am I going to test it unless I go live? You know, it's a live streaming software.
Software engineering 101. Don't ship unstable software.
I know. It seems stable. I went live the other night to actually test it, and it worked pretty good. And
did I just tell you I feel like Khary? I think I've gone through like more than half the bottle.
Wow.
And yes,
I'm the only sober one on this call.
This is my brother.
Hold on.
This is my brother here.
I've never been drunk, Khary.
But you've never been drunk?
Mm-mm.
I'm drunk every Tuesday and Friday, baby.
I don't believe Mimi.
No, I swear to you, I could do 20 something shots. I've never been drunk.
I don't believe you.
Yo, this is my second cup. I feel good. Ooh.
Like mine.
About
20 shots of what?
What do we do in Jamaica?
They took like 20 shots of Strawberry daiquiris.
Yeah, come on. 20 shots of water. Yeah, I ain't gonna be drunk neither drinking water.
Ask Alex. Alex has been with me on plenty vacations.
Jamaica,
Bronx Polo.
You know,
Okay.
y'all do know we totally got off topic, right?
Shots of that.
All right. What happened?
You know, we totally got off topic, right? We was
More than likely. That's
Wait,
what we do.
did I become the sellout?
Le gasp.
Did I? Le gasp.
What's up, Dina?
Well, this beta just came out like last week. Yo, it got some dope features. It got the virtual camera feature. It got the screenshot feature. You know, that's why this. It got good. It got features where I don't have to actually right click and hit properties to get to the properties. It actually comes up underneath the thing now, so I can actually it's a lot better.
See, you didn't realize that Khary was your little brother.
I know. She was like, "Wait, that's his brother." Yeah, this is one of the three. This is one of the three developers that I've worked with over the last 20 years.
So,
Cheryl says she was thinking the same thing, but she didn't want to call me a sellout.
Oh man, so dumb.
So maybe that's what I will leave the description with for this episode is Khary a sellout? Find out at this mark. You know.
Question. Did you go through the news and everything?
I went through a lot of the news. I went through my early news. I didn't go through all the news. You know? I still do have some news. Did you hear about the Seattle police officer that was captured riding his bike over somebody's head? Yeah.
No.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, I think he got fired for it or suspended for it. Let me see.
Oh, fired. Oh, suspended. Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna charge him for not having safer tires.
You know what he got, right?
They're gonna charge him for not wearing a helmet.
So, a Seattle police officer captured on video rolling his bicycle over the head of a protester who was laying on the street is now on, guess what?
Desk duty.
Administrative leave. Yep.
Oh, he's on vacation. He's on vacation right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Seattle Police Department said in a statement,
a full investigation, I'm sure.
The Seattle Police Department said in a statement Thursday that the actions of the officer, who has not been identified, are being investigated independently by the Kings County Sheriff Office at the department's request. The department said, you know what, let's get another department to investigate this because we can't investigate ourselves.
And video's not enough. Was it on video? It was on video.
Yeah, it was on video. So they said, you know, let's get another department.
Just open and shut.
They said, let's get another department to say this guy's guilty because we don't want to say our own guy is guilty.
Basically.
That's what that one's pretty much saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else? What else I got here on tonight's news? There was another report that we all knew this already, but the report is homes in Black and Latino neighborhoods still undervalued 50 years after U.S. banned using race in real estate appraisals. So we actually had a story about this. What's that?
About the woman that had her husband take down all the pictures of them?
We spoke about that story, but this is actually a second story that's just saying, you know what? We're actually confirming.
It was confirmed. They had their house appraised, and they had a lot of...
No, but this one is saying racial inequality in home values is greater today than it was 40 years ago. You know? So they're saying pretty much, even though this law was put into effect, it had no fucking effect at all. You know?
It's the same thing as the one-time thing. Come on, whatever.
Right, but now they actually have numbers to actually back their shit. You know? Somebody's actually showing some numbers. You know?
Okay, so can I ask you this? Are they going to go back and assess value to these homes that they underappraised?
No, probably not. Probably not.
What the fuck what are the numbers for?
Probably so people can finally say, oh, it's actually real. It's not just black people being afraid.
The only thing they can do is do a reappraisal at this point, because now you have the evidence. They can't just turn a blind eye now.
Right, but so they're saying within about 40 years, homes in white neighborhoods have appreciated about 200,000 more than homes in black neighborhoods.
Duh.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise at all. Where the hell did I put my fucking? Didn't I have a blade over here? I thought I did. Oh well, I guess no more rolling for me tonight, huh? I found it. So I could open up these runts some more. I need some more runts. You know? Y'all can hear that, can't you? Can't you?
What flavor is that?
These are runts. And what I'm gonna do is say, yo, you got some runts over here. So I got runts there, and I got San Fernando Valley here. But I'm gonna roll up some of these runts.
Is that the San Fernando Valley OG or OG Kush?
San Fernando Valley OG.
So that's more of a hybrid. The other one is
I didn't see Kush in the name.
Indica.
Indica? Indica puts you to mellow you out, right?
Yep.
You know what? I don't know.
Creative.
I don't know if either one of them have a negative effect on me, because I never really feel mellow. I always feel like I'm on 130, 150, and I'm ready to go.
I think you have more hybrids than anything, and your body reacts to the sativa part of it.
Right. My body don't really like alcohol. That's why I won't have another drink after this. Yeah.
How does your body not like alcohol? What, you just get drunk quick?
I don't get drunk. Not only do I get drunk quick, I also get sick quick. Like the alcohol doesn't like my body doesn't like alcohol in it. So if there's too much alcohol, my body's saying, you know what, get this shit up out of me. So.
Khary ends up being like Ned DeWino.
Ned.
Who's Ned DeWino?
Yeah, I've seen Khary get slurred pretty often on the show after like 1 or 2, 1.5 drinks.
I'm not a drinker.
Exactly,
I'm a smoker.
Khary.
I like drinking sometimes. That's why I don't drink a whole lot. I drink maybe 2 cups and I'm good.
I had a full conversation today. I know this is totally off topic, you guys, but I'm totally not a sellout. I had a full conversation of all the alleged edibles that I can make.
Mm-hmm. Yo, she made some macaroni one time. Yo,
allegedly.
That shit was good. I just said macaroni.
Allegedly.
I didn't say what was in the macaroni.
Is it edibles macaroni?
There was some runts in the macaroni. I was like, how is this possible? How is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
I ate that shit like.
So you know how. Like what?
Well, I said I ate it before I got home.
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to share it and you didn't.
Nobody was around. Everybody was gone.
Luckily for you.
I don't live out there no more, so I ain't gonna just. Where's everybody at? Now, Kai, you bought a house. You bought a house recently. Did you feel like you had any racial discrimination or anything like that? Well, recently, within the past 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah, it was back in 2016. I I mean, I didn't feel that there was any discrimination or anything like that. But that's a part of how systemic racism works. Sometimes I won't find out till later that
Right.
they gave me some wacky thing.
Right.
I mean, I tried to read all of the papers to the best of my ability. I didn't see anything weird. So I'm gonna have to say there was no evidence of discrimination or racism when it came to buying a house. But
now, buying a house, you don't. Do you get an appraiser buying a house or not? Or you just find out what it's appraised for?
The bank, the place you're getting a loan from, will have someone appraise the house to make sure it's worth what it's supposed to be worth.
Okay, so now, being a house buyer, do you say, I hope I'm buying from a black family. Maybe I'll get a lower appraisal?
No.
No. That didn't even cross my mind, honestly. The biggest thing in our minds, my wife and I, was schools, because we knew we were going to be starting a family when we moved into the house. And really, schools, at least in New Jersey, is probably one of the biggest contributors to discrimination and maybe even racism. Because that determines your home's property taxes, and you might be able to afford the down payment for a house, but can you keep up with the monthly taxes, the taxes that you have to pay, that are added into your mortgage payment every month? And that's a big contributor. To keeping neighborhoods white. Yes, you can probably get this house if you have the down payment, but you can't keep up with these monthly payments. So take your ass over to the black neighborhood where the taxes are lower and stay out of here.
Your kid to a charter school.
Yeah, they don't say it in those exact words, but that's one form of discrimination and racism, whatever you want to call it. So all of those things that they use to segregate a lot of these neighborhoods today.
Got you. And that's why I'm paying a lot more in my rent, because I want to be in a neighborhood with good schools.
Yep. And you notice all the bad schools are the ones that are mixed race or majority black.
Black and Latino.
Yep.
I tell you what, unless I get me a significant raise, I can't wait till my kids get out of school so I can move into a cheaper area.
You should buy a house or a condo.
I know.
Equity working for you.
I'm not thinking about buying one when I eventually move to Vegas one day.
Wait, why would you move to Vegas? So you don't have to pay taxes?
I like Vegas proximity to a lot of different areas. I'm a driver. When I go somewhere, I like to drive.
Have you been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas. I've never been to Vegas.
Talk about you like the proximity driving.
He's never been to Vegas. He likes Vegas
because it's close. It's close to California. It's within driving distance to Cali. Only a couple hours.
It's still like 2.5 hours.
You're not trying to make that drive.
Yo, I drive to New York from Florida nonstop. You think 2 hours is a fucking
California
drive?
Traffic.
You think 2 hours is a drive?
Never been in Cali traffic.
Right, I'm talking about going somewhere. I'm not talking about like driving all throughout Cali.
2 hours, California.
And then Vegas.
Parking lot.
Vegas is also close to like Reno. It's close to like the Washington area. Driving. When I say driving, it's like 4 hours. Yeah, like 4 hours.
Close to Washington.
6 hours.
Washington
8
State?
hours. Yeah.
He's like, to Khary, that's like, I'm in Jersey. I can get to Vermont. It's right there.
Right. Right. I'm like, I'm the type of person. I'm in Florida. I'm like, you know what? Atlanta's not far. It's like an 8-hour drive. I'm gonna go to Atlanta. Boom. That type of shit. Though I haven't been to Atlanta in a while, I'm that type of person. I don't care about like. being that I drove to New York so many times, nonstop, straight by myself, an 8-hour drive ain't shit to me. You know, that's like 2 or 3.
Can't do that shit no more.
That's like 2 or 3 episodes of the Joe Button podcast. Shit,
Yeah.
that's like 2 or 3 episodes of Khary's crib now. Shit.
You ain't driving from no Vegas to Washington.
I would.
You got to drive through the whole state of Oregon.
Right. I'm not doing that on a regular basis, but like maybe once a year I might go to Washington. Maybe I might go to the Grand Canyon, you know, which is like a 4-6 hour drive in this direction, you know. That's.
Hold on. I would say I would love to go back to Lake Tahoe.
Right. That's a nice little drive from Vegas as well. You know? Thea said, you know what, Khary, stay out of
you visit the Grand.
Thea told me I need to stay out of Vegas, you know? But another thing I liked about Vegas was that it's Vegas. So I can count on somebody I know coming to visit Vegas at least once or twice a year. You know? I'm not a gambler, so I'm not going to the casinos and shit, you know? I'm just thinking about me living there. I'm not thinking about the casinos whatsoever, you know? Oh, Thea says there's lots of marijuana there. You know?
Thea don't want you talking to no white people in Vegas. I've been to Vegas several times.
And plus, I have a friend that's in Vegas. You know, that's connected in some way, you know? So, you know,
I've been to Vegas like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And every time, I can't wait to get the hell out of there after 3 days. I'm ready to get out of there.
See,
I can't be there more than 3 days.
But you're in Vegas. But you're in Vegas in like on the strip.
There's nothing to do.
You're on the strip. But see, check it out.
Repetitive.
Check it out.
It's too repetitive.
I don't do much. I'm in my crib.
Then you don't need to be in Vegas.
would be happy going to a hotel.
You know,
soaking in a cabana, chilling in the cabana, getting in the pool.
I don't need much.
Getting
to make
the
me
free
happy.
drinks.
You know what I need to make me happy?
I want to know.
I need my computer. And a beautiful woman with a soft booty. That's all I need. I'm good.
You can get that anywhere. You don't need to go to Vegas
I know,
for that.
but Vegas
I want to know,
is a
what
nice
are you going to
place.
do after you visit the Grand Canyon once? How many more times you going to go back?
He could walk through it.
He ain't walking through it.
I'll go to the Grand Canyon every 2 or 3 years. After whenever I meet a new girl and I've never been to the Grand Canyon, I'm like, you know what? Let's go to the Grand Canyon, you know? And then I'll have
how you going?
I'll have a certain spot on the Grand Canyon that I take every girl that she'll be like, you know what? This is a nice spot to give you a blowjob. And I'll be like, you know what? It is, you know? And boom, Grand Canyon blowjobs, things like that, you know?
Wow, that's a hell of a plan. You just assume every woman you meet in Vegas never been to the Grand Canyon.
No, the fact that he wants to pick out the spot to have repetitive heads by different people.
Yo,
grand blowjobs in the Grand Canyon.
I'm just joking, but I have a friend that
Literally Grand Rising.
I have a Grand Rising, right? I have a friend that has had multiple girls get his fake name tattooed on them.
What?
Yeah. So he tells them his name, but it's not really his name. You know, it's like it sounds close to his name, but it's not his name. You know, and they end up getting a tattoo of that name on them. You know, so that's.
Does he tell them to get a tattoo, or they all just randomly come to the same conclusion to get a tattoo?
They come to the same conclusion. I don't think he.
Nah, I think he's out here like, yo, you should get my name tattooed on you.
Yeah. I told my wife. I asked my wife to get a tattoo of my name. She was like, "Nah." Even after we married, not happening.
So Thea
I don't know
said,
what that dude's doing.
Thea said, when you live here, you go nowhere near the strip, you know? And I probably wouldn't go. I'm not a gambler. I would probably go to the strip the first week I'm out there. And that's about it. You know, and I'll probably go to the
There's only
strip.
one place.
I'll probably go to
Yeah.
the strip when friends come to visit. You know, I'll probably stop at the strip to say what's up with them. You know, or
Only place
I might
to
stop at the
gamble in
strip and say,
Vegas
you know
is
what?
sports
Let me
book.
act like a tourist and meet some of these other tourists, so we could do some what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas stuff. You know.
It's only on the movies.
Sorry. So your whole Vegas vision
No,
sounds
that's not my whole Vegas
like a
vision.
porno.
Well, that's my life vision.
It sounds like a porno.
My life vision is for my life to sound like a porno. You know, that's not just Vegas. That's not just Vegas. You know,
It's almost midnight. I'm about to hang up on you.
in the perfect world, every night would be like a porno. You know, but it's not a perfect world. So, hi. You get it. You get it.
Shit.
Oh man, y'all are stupid.
Y'all.
Did you freeze over there, Mimi?
No, I'm looking at the chat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's see, what is the chat saying down over
Sorry, did I
here?
freeze
Frozen
your
expression.
face? Sorry.
Oh man. Thea says she's gonna do a protest to keep Khary out. I've never been to Vegas. I should probably go visit Vegas before I commit to moving there, huh?
Maybe.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I've never been to Vegas. I'm gonna go. check
Okay,
it
no,
out,
but
though.
I love y'all listening. So I just think the allergy pills.
I got one last news story. And it's about our friend here, orange guy, Trumpito. Have you heard the latest story with him is Trump refuses to commit to a peaceful transition should he lose the election?
I already said he's gonna start a war.
No, we knew that. We knew that was gonna happen.
But
He got elected.
the Pentagon has stressed that it will play no role in the election. Like, they kind of saying, like, yeah, we're not going to let Trump try to start some bullshit war so he can stay in power type of thing. So we can't transition.
Good. Good.
So, like, they said that, but not in so many words. That's what I took from it. You know, they pretty much said,
Right.
they pretty much said that there's shit in the laws on how to resolve matters with the election and shit that doesn't include the military. That's kind of what he said, you know? And I kind of took it as, we're not going to let Trump do some bullshit, you know? And he's pretty much saying, end of the day, Trump can say he want to start a war, but I could say, nigga, that ain't the reason for a war. That's kind of what I feel like he said. He probably ain't used the word nigga, though. He probably said white boy.
Hopefully not.
Do white people say white boy?
So my concern with Trump is that he's gonna have the Secret Service have to carry him out.
If that does happen, I just hope they get him on camera. I just hope they get that on camera.
Beyond that, I feel like Trump would actually call for his supporters to uprise and question the election ballots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember, he's already suggested that they vote twice.
That was his thing. That was what he said with this in this interview he had when he was asked, his press conference, I should say. He said, first we got to get rid of the ballots. The whole lot of ballots in question, you know? How we got to get rid of the ballot. Everything he said spoke about pretty much the ballots. Which is
But here's the thing. Trump's stance was vote by mail and go in person and vote. And he said if it works as it should, only one of your votes should count.
Okay. Right.
However, we all know that mistakes happen. So what if his votes are being double counted?
I think I read something even more interesting. I think Trevor Noah did like a sketch on it, but it was basically about Trump is gonna try to delay the election results for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think he mentioned the laws that are in place is if there's no results within 35 days, then I think the states get to vote, can say who it should be, and the swing states are all led by Republicans, so it would end up being in his favor.
No.
And I think if not, it goes to the Supreme Court.
Which is why he's trying to fill
Supreme
the
Court.
spot
I think that was a
again.
different story with the Supreme Court. But after 35 days, the state gets to decide. And I think the most important states are led by Republicans. So they would just say, oh, it goes to Trump.
I would really love for Florida to flip again to Democrat.
That would be great. They got my vote, even though I'm an independent.
Yeah, but there's way
because
too
I didn't know
many
what independent meant.
absent-minded foreign Republicans. Like, I don't understand how there are so many Cubans and other Hispanics that are Republican.
You know what? I wonder
Like, you're literally...
I wonder if it has to deal with colorism.
It is colorism.
It's colorism as well as religion.
Mm.
Yeah, religion's in there too. I think it's mostly colorism.
Yeah. I think that plays a major part in it. I think so.
Absolutely.
So you think it's going to lead into the new year?
2021 is going to be an effed up year as well.
Possibly.
Don't say that. I think 2021 is going to be great. We're going to put that out in the universe.
Okay, I put 2020 was my year.
It was a lot of people's years until it wasn't.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out a way to make it my year. Here we go right here with Khary's crib, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that's just about everything, though. You know, yo, Khary, I thank you, man. You know, I know your wife is probably gonna be mad at me. I made you late for movie night and shit like that. You know.
Yeah, she good. She was standing next to me, nudging me, trying to saying yeah, doing all this stuff. The points Thea was making and you were making. I was trying to get her to come on and talk, but she didn't want to do it this time. Next time she'll do it.
All right, cool.
Hold on,
cool.
I would love to point out the fact that Khary has on a dope hoodie.
Yes, he does, a dope hoodie. You know, straight from the Khary's crib store on the site. You know, I like it. You know?
Cut it out.
That's the Khary move.
You don't cut it out.
I started my morning off with "Bust It." It was like "Bust It." That was in my b-boy stance with my. Never mind. Nah, but I appreciate you joining tonight, bro.
Yo, thanks for having me.
I know I had you on a lot more
convo.
I know it was supposed to be quick.
It's all good.
I appreciate you, man.
It's all good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Until
man.
next time, I'm holla at you. See you, Mimi.
Bye, Khary.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, where's my outro music? I don't got no outro music for the guests, nothing like that. Damn, don't have me abruptly end.
Right there.
All right, I'm out. All right, I'm out.
Hey.
So you say outro music?
It's the outro music I got right there for him, you know? He asked for some outro music, so I gave him some outro music.
My goodness. Get the fuck out of here. Get all the way the fuck out of here.
Yes, I think that's pretty much everything I got for the E. Let me see. I think that's everything. Oh, I did have one random question, though. What do you do when the condom breaks?
Ooh.
Do you stop and get a new condom? Do you realize
when the
it breaks? Yeah.
So when you're young, you get up and you jump up and down. And then you probably try to douche and you take showers and you try to get it out because you don't want to get pregnant. When you're an adult, you just reiterate, hold on, you showed me your test results, right?
Okay.
And if you've been with the person for a while, you like them, you like, fuck it, just take it off. It already feels really good.
Motherfuckers be acting like they don't realize it broke, right?
No. Dudes know when it breaks.
I know. They know when it breaks, but they act like they don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Women, they like, oh, this Negro found his stroke. Okay.
Okay, so women don't know it broke.
No, I mean, it does feel different, but it literally feels like the guy has found his stroke. And so you go down there to jiggle the balls, and you're like, wait, where the plastic?
Now you just now the motherfucking dick looking like he got a halter top on.
But also, if the condom breaks, that more than likely means that shit was old, because condoms don't break like that.
Yes, they do. I've had a few break, like brand new.
Then you had some old condoms.
They're brand new out the box.
Khary, they were old out the box.
And from the back. I always grab the box out the back.
Khary.
What's up?
You heard, I said what I said.
Okay.
You can put a condom over a person's whole fucking head. Why is it that it breaks on your penis?
I don't know. I've had them break before.
Then maybe you need a larger size or a smaller size. One of the two.
By the way, why are magnums at the bottom of the shelf? You know?
Because they don't want people just grabbing them just for show.
So like if you really need them, you're gonna look for them. If you don't need them, you're just gonna be like, oh, here go the regular Trojans.
And not only that, magnums, they do have the extra large magnums. So that ain't for everybody either. That's why they don't carry a whole lot of them.
Todd in Record said she doesn't sound educated at all. Because
Hi. How? I've had enough sex in my heyday to know that not all condoms break.
Yeah, how long have we been on tonight, by the way?
3 hours.
You know, because my shit crashed, I have no clue how long I actually been on.
3 hours.
Right now, it just tells me I've been on for 34 minutes.
3 hours.
Just look, the stream started 3 hours ago. All right.
I said 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, you was right. 3 hours. You was right. Yeah, because it does start at 9, right? But I'm not always on time. I try to be. You know, what's that Ja Rule song? Is this Ja Rule, Always on Time? Whose song is that?
Always on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I think that's everything. You know, that's everything for the night. Yeah.
Yo, I'm in a hotel right now. And I can hear people.
See, you see what I'm saying? What did I say earlier? Thotting and bopping, and now she's in a hotel. Oh my goodness.
First of all,
Khary's crib.
I'm a foolish person. I'm sorry.
I don't thought or bop.
Okay, got you.
I am here for a staycation.
Got you.
I said what I said.
Thank
you. Thank you very much. Fuck you, Khary.
I'm
Fuck
over
you
here choking. I'm choking on my runs.
Fuck you very much.
I love you, baby.
I don't have to take this shit from you.
I love you. I think we got everything tonight. Is that everything? We got everything? All right. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share. Follow Mimi at Petty by Mimi on Instagram. You can follow me at OK Khary on Instagram and Twitter. You could do like Thea and somehow find my Facebook. She found my Facebook. I don't know how. Well, I'm not hard to find, you know. Oh man,
I'm not hard to find, but I ain't gonna friend y'all on my Facebook. Y'all can follow me on Instagram.
I'm over here still choking on these runs. My cup is empty. That was just a sip right there.
My cup is almost empty.
And I think that's everything for the evening. You know.
Happy.
I would like to thank all of my house guests for joining me this evening. I love when y'all join the chat and y'all get involved in the conversation. Thank you to Thea for calling up and doing her best to set me straight on how not to make disparaging remarks about us as black people, which I never intend to do because I love black people, man. I'm gonna get a shirt that says I love black people, and I'm also gonna make a shirt. I'm gonna make it. Did you hear the shirt I said I was gonna make earlier, Mimi? She walked away. Did you hear about the shirt I was gonna make earlier? I was gonna make a shirt that said "Don't shoot. I have white neighbors." You know, that was gonna be a shirt I was gonna make. I think I might do it. So if you see a new design on the website Monday morning for a shirt that says "Don't shoot, I have white neighbors," you know, and I might try to figure out how I could like put some proceeds somewhere or something like that. But I think that's it for the evening. It's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna play some Call of Duty this evening after this stream this morning. Now I'm gonna play probably about an hour or two of Call of Duty. I'm gonna shoot some people in the fucking face. You know, I'm not gonna stream it though. It's fun how I let go a little bit of stress, you know? Let's see how good I could do after I've had a couple of drinks and a couple of smokes and shit like that. We'll be back on Tuesday at 9 p.m. with Khary's Crib Live. Let's see. Let me make sure I got everything here. You know, I make notes here sometimes and shit like that. And I think I got everything. Yeah, I got everything. I'm glad y'all joined me. I love you all. Thank you for joining. May your weekend be great. Do your best to stay sucker free and keep a smile on your face, baby. We are out this biatch.
That's me.
Don't let me forget that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Wayne. Wayne said, love y'all. Good night, everyone. And Queen Thea, heart. I do have to co-sign that. Queen Thea tried her best to set me straight this evening. I appreciate that. Glad she checked in.
You are now tuned into Khary's Crib. Khary's Crib. Khary's Crib. Khary's Crib.